Live. Here we go. NFL Week 10, NFL Week 9 recap. Honestly, this was a very good week of football. I don't know, Michael. I mean, you might have a sour taste in your mouth from some recent transactions within the Jets organization, but
We're not talking
Cam,
about this, remember?
okay, sorry. Cam, give us your take on this NFL weekend as a whole and anything. I mean, we can talk about the past later, but I feel like
Yeah.
they weren't even the biggest part of this slate.
No, I agree. It was just tough because I missed a lot. Not a lot, but I was catching up on a lot of these games because I was so focused on the Pats, in the 1 o'clock slate at least. But definitely a huge bounce back spot for the NFL after we talked about it on the last week's pod, how it was just such a gross slate. Not many good games. This week, obviously, a lot of one-score games coming down pretty much to the wire for the majority of them. So I think it was a great week of football, and I think it's definitely something that is kind of continue. I would hope. I don't want blowouts on some mismatches throughout the entire rest of the year, but I mean, going into next week, it looks like we have some decent matchups as well. But I mean, for week 9, I was pretty comfortable and enjoying the majority of the slate. I mean, Pats get the win, can't really complain. I know we'll get into Mikey's takes on the Jets, but those are my overall takeaways from week 9.
I was at a good friend of the show, sponsor Muse Tavern.
Okay, new sponsor. I didn't know we picked them up. Okay.
Yeah, officially. The Dub guys watched the game there, so you're on the good list.
Yeah,
I mean,
come on.
Live we should. Along? People want us to be live at Back 40. I've had that requested on the side.
That's electric.
Once we get to 100 subs, this
live show from Muse Tavern or Back 40.
There were a lot of Pats fans in there. Not really the rowdiest crowd, but it's a streamable environment. Yeah, I mean, I thought. Well, the Thursday night game, I didn't watch it all, to be honest.
Come on.
I don't think many people did.
The 1 o'clock slate was pretty good. 4 o'clock, there was one bad game, but the rest was pretty good. Sunday night, didn't watch any of it, and then Monday night, didn't watch any of it. So really, just that Sunday.
Why couldn't you watch any of it?
I didn't want to.
Oh, okay, fair. Well, I wasn't sure if we were going to get into the whole streaming atmosphere that we might want to dive into, but okay.
I did want to watch. I don't have YouTube TV. We don't have cable. We don't have anything here. We use it. I can't say. Anyways.
Streams. Sorry.
No, I don't know what that is. I did want to watch the Seahawks Commanders game. I was like thinking all day, like, I'm just going to get in bed, watch a nice Sunday night football game. I get home, like finally finish showering, eating. It's 21-0. I'm not watching that. We'll get into it when we get to it. Let's move on here. We got a big show tonight.
Darn fast cook. Come
on.
First comment is addressing something that's out of maybe the NFL's scope. FBI. Do you think the FBI will come into the NFL? Big
for
week.
Sure. What about Booty? Come on, Booty.
Whoa. That's behind him. Come on. That's behind him.
He was like 17.
Yeah, come on.
It's running rampant.
No.
I think eventually it will.
Let me set the stage. So
go ahead.
A couple weeks ago, we had the NBA big deal. Chauncey Billups, coach, Terry Rozier, active player, arrested. Now, I don't know, Cam, sometimes you tap into the UFC streets. I know, Mike, you don't tap into the UFC streets at all. There was a major investigation into a fight that took place this last weekend. My whole TikTok is just now fights being rigged because fights are very, like, the result isn't clear. You can have judges and you can have referees and you can have fighters take a dive. So that leads the question, are we heading towards an FBI investigation into all sports and a toned down version of gambling and sports gambling within the US, or is this just kind of a blip on the radar? It was going to happen eventually type thing.
I think it's honestly the opposite. I feel like one of the major reasons why they were able to catch more like focused on the NBA side as opposed to the UFC, because I don't know, as like you said, I'm a little bit tuned into it, but not fully. The NBA, at least, like I think they mainly caught it because of the regulations behind now that it's legal in the majority of states. Like they caught it because there were, I think it was 20 plus people in the same state of Missouri, all placing significant wagers on one player that, I mean, Terry Rozier, if you haven't heard it, but Terry Rozier on under props, and seems like a very weird bet to place for a significant amount of money on the opening weekend of the NBA. I think with a lot more regulatory eyes on this being legal in several states, like I mentioned earlier, is only going to help it be regulated. I think the player props are obviously going to be the thing that is most like eyes on. It can't really, especially in the NFL, because a team can overcome that. What my main concern is, or not concern, but what I'm curious is the refs. I think it's more, especially in the NFL, like they can make decisions that impact the game to a significant level. And I can't imagine, like, one player can make a bad play. Sure, that changes the momentum of the game. But at the same time, I feel like the refs can equally do that. And in the NFL specifically, and that's what I'm more interested in for the sport of football professionally. Player props are always going to be an issue, but at the same time, like that was happening. I mean, prior to even before we had phones, like the mob was always involved in, especially basketball, on shaving points. Like that's been a huge. They've made documentaries about it. Probably like for the past 5-10 years. So that's what I'm more curious is, and more of the ref aspect of it from an NFL perspective. But I don't know if you guys had any additional thoughts on that.
Michael, anything you wanted to add as an avid NBA fan?
I'm definitely tapped in fully to this whole thing, and it's crazy that they're like the coaches, Chauncey and the other guy. I forget what his name is.
Terry Rozier.
No, the other coach.
Oh, the other coach. Oh, I don't know his name.
Former
Damon
basketball player.
something or something.
Yeah,
The LeBron
Damon
guy.
Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
telling his people, hey, this guy's sitting. Place a bet on the other team and make sure you give me some of your winnings over text. And the FBI is like, buddy, you can't be doing that. That's definitely like probably not a one-time thing and has been happening for a long time. But in the NFL, I feel like Cam was saying the refs, like that's probably a route that they're going to take looking into that sort of stuff. But I feel like the players and the coaches have a lot more of a impact on the outcomes of specific bets, like player props and whatnot. And the player prop thing, like I'm sure like people have those who listen to like Bill Simmons and those sort of pods, like they push gambling and push player props to like a high extent. And I feel like there's going to be a change in player props availability. Like they won't be able to bet on some like 11th string guy to score any points or whatever. It's going to be like for the NBA, maybe like the starting lineup you can place prop on or something like that. But I don't know. It's definitely interesting the direction that the betting world has gone with this whole thing. And I don't think it ends with the NBA for sure.
Agreed.
Definitely.
It's like the Shohei stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's a whole nother level of that. Yeah.
Congrats to the Dodgers for winning the World Series.
No.
Fuck the Dodgers.
All right, let's get back to it.
Crazy game 7 though.
Yeah. Sure.
Last week in NFL, Week 9, Cam once again taking it home, 8-6 record. I think this was the chaos week that I was kind of asking for. A lot of upsets, a lot of outright upsets, a lot of underdogs covering. You said going in you had a lot of favorites. I guess you did take some good dogs. Me and Michael 6-8, unfortunately, under 500 for this week, but we'll have to do better. Records on the year so far, we got Rat still 6-8, 43%. Michael, you're 59-62, so one good week could put you over 500, 49%. I'm 73-62 for 54%, and Cam 77-58, 57%. So me and Cam's close. Maybe Mikey can make a stretch run here. We still have a lot of time left. I think this marks the
we're halfway
over
through.
halfway.
Halfway
Just halfway.
Yeah.
Not even because we're gonna do playoffs and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a different record, though. Playoff record versus regular record.
I think we just added it into the regular one. Well, I'll have to go through the logs. Anyways, we had a Thursday night football game between the Ravens and the Dolphins. Didn't watch a single snap of this game. So I'll let Cam, I'm guessing you watched some of this at least. What do you think about this game, if anything?
Yeah.
I breeze through it if not.
I watched a little bit of it, not too much. Ravens pulled away. Not much to say. I feel like this Dolphins team kind of crumbling, even though it's the halfway point of the season. Going to be interesting to see how Baltimore can try and recover. I think at least Dub, maybe Mikey as well, mentioned how we're kind of expecting them to make that run similar to the Bengals, where it's almost a win-out situation, but it's really not even a win-out situation at this point. I feel like this Baltimore team can win a significant amount of games when you have two-time MVP Lamar Jackson running the show. And it seemed like that, even though he wasn't, I mean, coming off an injury, kind of just dominated the game. Not much more to add to that. I mean, it's just more of a takeaway from Baltimore and kind of just keeping Miami that same level of probably don't touch them for the majority of the year.
A lot of Miami in primetime, 2 Thursday night games.
Yeah, that's
we're going to see
crazy.
them again.
Yeah.
Probably as the season goes on, we won't. But any spare thoughts on this one, Michael?
No, I turned it on for like in the second quarter.
We do have an update. Mike McDaniel, a coach you've been clamoring for to be
Oh,
fired,
true.
will be coaching
After the game. They say bye-bye to the GM and say Mike McDaniel will finish out the year.
Was Chris Greer the problem?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that because we saw what they were the first half of 2 years ago. I think it was when they were like 7-2 or something like that, killing it on offense, and then they crumble. Past 2 years have been bad, but I would say they have a decent roster at least.
I was going to say, I don't think it's a personnel problem. I don't think it's a personnel problem.
Yeah. But yeah, I turned this game on. It was basically over. It was like 14-3 or something like that when I turned it on. But yeah, it was. I had the Dolphins in this because I thought Lamar would come up a little, just not fully back, but he was electric. Threw like 4 incompletions, had 4 touchdowns, like your standard MVP Lamar game. And the Dolphins are terrible, and they're trading away people, or they traded people at the deadline. And yeah, Ravens also picked up a person. I think they traded for
defensive end Draymond Jones.
They traded away Darius Slay, who was bad for them, but yeah,
they traded Jair somewhere as well, right?
Yeah, Jair. I think he's saying about Jair. Yeah. Jair went to Philly, and then because I'm pretty sure Darius Slay is on Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think he was referencing Jair going to I think he went to Philly.
Philly got like 17 people on defense.
Yeah, super fucking annoying, but
it is what it is. We move ahead to Sunday, a matchup between 2 NFC North teams, the Vikings, with JJ McCarthy pull out a win over the Lions. A lot of people back on the Lions train this year. JJ McCarthy is 2-1 as a starter for the Minnesota Vikings. It seems, a lot of talking from me. I'll own to it on the soft benching. I still think it was a soft benching. He has a horrible throwing motion. I forget who the touchdown was to, but the one where he was like cross body, I'm like, that looks disgusting. But hey, who am I to complain, because they got this done, and I thought the under would hit. Barely missed. Didn't watch like specific plays from this game. I did see the highlights of JJ kind of doing his thing, and then I think they were up like 10, Lions score. Then Vikings just kind of held the ball and won the game. But Vikings might be right back in this NFC North race. I think the NFC North is one of the best divisions in football. What were your takeaways, Cam?
Yeah, thankfully I had the Vikings plus the points. That was mainly expecting a Detroit, kind of close divisional win. But Vikings end up outright winning on the road. I think this is a huge confidence booster, especially with JJ's first start coming back off the injury. Like you said, that NFC North division, if not the best division in football, I mean, that is probably one of the best divisions in football. All of them, I think, are projected to make the playoffs. I know we're only halfway through the season, so it's kind of early to look at that. But I mean, like you said, JJ 2-1 as a starter, and it's just giving them more motivation. I don't know. I feel like this Minnesota team, especially with Kevin O'Connell at the helm, can definitely lead them to a playoff berth. But on a game-to-game basis, I feel like you have to analyze them individually. So it's going to be interesting to see how we bet on them, at least next week, and then obviously moving forward. But yeah, thankfully I picked Minnesota plus the points. Obviously, like I said, mainly because of the divisional matchup on the road. But yeah, Minnesota gets the win here.
Michael, spare thoughts?
Not really. I thought the Lions would destroy in this game. No faith in JJ. I don't think he played a great game. He just kind of did what he had to do when the time was his to do it. And like I don't know if it's a fake 2-1 record, but he has not played exceptional, and I think he looked a lot like a rookie quarterback in this game, obviously, because he is. It's his third start in the NFL. But he did have some plays that looked good, and he had a lot of plays that didn't look so good. So if they can start changing that ratio to a lot more good plays, then I think they can be a very good football team because we saw them last year going 14-3 or whatever they did. Like they still have the skeleton
Same
and the
nucleus,
makings
yeah.
of that good team. So
So
if he can put it together and be middle of the road quarterback, I think they might be able to make a run.
Did you
So I
even
have a-
watch that fourth quarter against the Bears, man?
Good for him.
So I have a question for both of you. Like, I don't know if Delba's. I got the sense from Mikey that he's probably leaning this way. But do you not think JJ is the quarterback of the future there? I mean, like you said, like it's only his third start in the NFL, basically a rookie, and I feel like it kind of sounded like you were writing him off a little bit. Like, do you not think that he can lead this team? Not necessarily this year, but for the upcoming years, you don't think that he's the new guy in Minnesota that can eventually lead to winning success in Minnesota?
I mean, maybe he is in the future, but when you have that sort of team with two maybe MVP candidates this year on it in your quarterback room, and Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, and you get rid of both of them and have JJ and then soft bench him for Carson Wentz, like it's not looking great.
So now we're admitting this off benching.
I'm not. That's
I
Mikey
called
saying.
it. I said it was too last week.
I think, well, if you guys have listened to me on any of these podcasts, you know my take on this is give the quarterback some run. I think he should start next year, and then maybe if it looks bad midway through the year. I mean, what are they this year? They're 4-4 now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chance to do something. They could make the playoffs.
in
I'm
the
not
toughest
saying that
division in football.
he's not going to be a good quarterback in 2 years, but with the roster you have, it's like definitely a tough decision to sell the rest of your team when you're moving from an MVP candidate quarterback in Sam Darnold to a rookie quarterback who's very unproven.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I'm not the biggest JJ McCarthy supporter, but I'm always a supporter of letting quarterbacks have a little bit of runway before we make a decision on them. Look at Drake May. If you looked at last year, people would say shit. Now he's top 3 MVP voting. Next game. Awkward. Titans.
Awkward.
See, this is the thing. I don't. Okay, sorry.
Michael was
ahead.
bullied into taking the Chargers.
I fully was.
I listened to it.
I have it scratched out right there. Evidence on the book.
See, the problem is like
I barely watched any of this game, and the Titans had 2 non-offensive touchdowns. So
exactly. Like if we're looking at this in the grand scheme of things, like Tennessee was not a part of this game. Like the Chargers like knew it from the fucking get-go. Before the kickoff even happened, they knew they had this game. Sure, they had some letdown spots and they couldn't cover almost a double-digit spread. But if you're betting on the Titans on a week-to-week basis, you're a psychopath. Like there's no reason to even consider them and taking them in any sort of bet, whether it be minus or plus 17.5 or what. But I mean, this team is just so gross. I don't even know how you could feel remotely comfortable in touching them with any of your money. Sorry, I was wrong by what, 1.5?
Yeah,
Like
you were
8 or
wrong.
9.
I was wrong by 1.5, but I haven't been wrong the entire year on Tennessee. So
That's the Cardinals game.
all right, well that's another thing we can get into later. But I mean, the Cardinals are also one of the most fraudulent
Talk
teams.
about a
on the
soft
curve
mention.
back, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We'll get into it for sure. Yeah, Titans had a punt return to start this game out. I think if you were betting, like if you're an actual sharp, you just wouldn't touch this game at all because the Chargers are like, I don't know, I feel like they're kind
they
of
play
a
close games.
up and down team. Yeah, it's not really much things to take away from here. Didn't seem like the Chargers were just in control after they kind of managed the storm of the Titans getting some crazy touchdowns. So we'll move along to this one. I called it. Steelers over the Colts. Finally, picking against the Colts every week worked. Shout out to Rat, Colts money line or Steelers money line. He had that in the bank. Pretty good game. Even the Colts were down big early and made it a game right at the end. Yeah. So where do we want to start here? The Colts frauds, or the Patriots also have lost to the Steelers this year. So are the Steelers kind of just that team that can do some weird things and beat some teams, or is this worrisome for the Colts?
I feel like the Steelers are very similar to me. Obviously, very different play styles, but like in the way that the team overall like results happen, they remind me so much of the Chargers, where you have no idea what's going to happen on a week to week basis. Like they could end up winning a game against a team that I agree. Like I had Indianapolis relatively higher than Pittsburgh, and I think I mentioned that on last week's pod, but obviously they come out with the win. Chargers, kind of the same thing. Whenever I feel like they're going to dominate a team or at least beat a team, they'll either fucking choke and lose or they'll make it a tight game when it doesn't need to be. I just feel like they play to their competition. And Pittsburgh, obviously, I didn't realize, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I think it was the 2005 Super Bowl champions of the Pittsburgh Steelers were back in the building. They did like a little memorial for them, basically honoring them pregame. I feel like that might have had something to do with it. Probably not, but I mean, I feel like I said, both teams are, when it comes to Pittsburgh and the Chargers, are so inconsistent. It's very difficult to pick them week to week basis. But I mean, their defense looked significantly better than it has been the entire year. Indy I think they had 6 turnovers, fell flat on their face, but they, like I said, were still in the game towards the end. Like that's another thing I feel like you will kind of want to write them off as fraudulent, but the way that they fought back in that game, I feel like even though they didn't win, definitely shows that they might have a little bit more promise than you would have thought originally. But obviously got this one wrong. I don't think this really impacts much decisions on either team for me. I think they're relatively decent, have a good chance to win against any team. It's more the confidence factor, I would say.
We'll hear from DOUF Boy Mark. Jonathan Taylor, 14 carries, 45 yards. His MVP bet.
Did Pittman score? I know he had that in there. I don't think Pittman scored.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, the Steelers feel like a bloated record of 5-3, but I mean, they've hung around with good teams in the NFL, so I'm interested to see if like they do end up making the playoffs, if they'll be that layup team that they always kind of are, like the 7 seed, and then they just lose their first game by like 10 points. It's like we knew that was going to happen. The Colts, I'm also interested to see. I still think after this week, you have them, the Patriots, and the Broncos. I think all still have 2 losses. So still, jury's kind of out. Like I don't think, like you said, I don't think this is like a death knell really for the Colts, even though I love to like spin the takes on them. But I don't know. I think the Colts don't count them out yet. They could be something. I mean, big trade happened that we're not talking about. Certainly, they think inside that room, inside that building, that they have something there. So, Michael, do you have any additional thoughts on this specific game?
Not really. I think Pittsburgh is that like kind of just like old man team, that like
Squad.
Yeah, they'll just stay in games. Like their defense played out of their mind. They'd been a terrible defense. I think we were talking about it last week. Like one of the top or worst 5 defenses in the league before this week, and then they get 5 or 6 turnovers in this game. The Colts still moved the ball. They just threw stupid picks, fumbled twice, turnover on downs a couple of times. Like I think the Colts, like they still, I don't have very many different feelings about them after this week, other than hoping that they lose the rest of their games this year.
So before we go to the next game, I feel like actually not, because after talking about it and listening to you guys, like whenever they've played relatively good competition, I feel like I'm mainly comparing the Pats to the Colts because I feel like Dove just mentioned, like the Pats, Colts, and Denver are all in that same realm of team where sure they have a great record, but we don't necessarily know what they're going to be like at the end of the year. But like, can Pittsburgh really sustain 5 to 6 turnovers a game to beat these teams? Like, it just seems like that's an insane amount of turnovers, and they almost lost the game, or they almost went into overtime. You know what I mean? Like, and the Pats almost won that game, whatever it was, week 3, when they had 5 turnovers, and 2 of them being almost not even the red zone, but basically on like within the 5-yard line. Like, I feel like they're just not getting bailed. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying that they're getting bailed out, but I'm just thinking, like, I don't think you can rely on your defense to get 5 to 6 turnovers when as exactly like Mikey said, they've been extremely terrible throughout if you look at the entire year, the Pittsburgh defense has been not up to par from what their standard is. So
They've
I
been
don't know. Like,
opportunistic,
yeah,
but bad.
yeah. I don't know. Like, if you're relying on getting 5 to 6 turnovers against a good team to win a game, like, that's not sustainable, in my opinion. But
No, I think the Steelers are like a level below those other teams. Like even
agreed.
I
Yeah,
don't trust the Broncos, Colts, or Pats. I think I'd put the Steelers at like a level below them.
yeah.
Speaking of the Pats, crazy game. I did get chirped in one of my chats for saying we're lucky and we don't deserve all this luck.
Who was it?
It was somebody who's a Jets fan. That's not Mikey.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't that Giants fucking clown that comes in.
I went to school in New York. I know many Jets fans. I mean, where do you want to start this one out? Did you feel good coming off this win, or is this kind of like a just glad to escape with the win type win for you, Cam?
I heard
Drake
that.
London,
I heard that
touchdowns.
this was, Gonzalez's worst game as an NFL player. Is this true?
Is that what your Reddit's saying?
I highly disagree. He actually played very well throughout the majority of the game,
except for the 3 touchdowns that he gave up.
Well, so the issue is, so that's not necessarily on him. Their defensive, he wasn't covering Drake on, I think, at least 2, if not all 3 of them. The way they play him, like basically not covering one guy for the whole game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the Falcons schemed it up in a way that they could win. Obviously, they were basically down to the wire. But they still, I feel like a lot of people are taking this out of account. Like Drake May, even if they did make that PAT, Drake May still had a decent amount of time to go down and get a field goal try to win the game. But we can talk about that in a little bit. But I honestly feel that this is a good win for the Patriots. I'm not going to lie. Like Drake May had 2 turnovers, looked not like the quote unquote MVP candidate that we've seen against obviously some of the worst competition in the NFL. And they still found a way to win. Like that, I feel like it's the most important part when you're at this level is finding a way to win no matter what. And he was able to not him, but the Pats were able to figure that out. And then when it came down to the clutch situation, I mean, it came down to a 3rd down, 3rd and 5, I think it was. Drake just needed 5 yards to get first down, knee it out, victory formation, perfect. Christian Gonzalez, on the other hand, I know went to the tent, sounded like he would have came out, which made me a little nervous. But going back to the Drake London point, I know on that last touchdown he had Marcus Jones on him, who's I think 4 or 5 inches shorter. Like that would be having a midget cover dub in any fucking like NFL flag football game. So I would expect Dub to make that catch, and I would expect Drake London to make that catch. So
I think they're called little people.
Okay.
Same thing. But I mean, overall like a win's a win in this game in the NFL in this league, and I mean that's 6 in a row, and I mean what is it, 7 out of 8 or whatever? Like this is the best stretch that we've been through. We have the longest winning streak in the NFL. I don't think I'm obviously like there's takeaways to improve upon from this game, but at the same time, I think it's just poetic justice having Parker Romo, who was on the Patriots actually during the preseason and was cut, battling for the kicker position, and then goes into New England, misses the PAT to tie it up. And then from there, I mean, like I said, get the first down, take a knee, victory formation. Personally, I think it's a good win for the Pats. I don't know how you feel, Dub, but I mean, a win's a win. We're still on top of the AFC East and tied for the first in the conference. So,
well, to say poetic justice is, I would disagree because he was better than Borregales, but they drafted Borregales. They cut Parker Romo.
Is he better than Borregales? I mean, he missed a PAT to fucking win the game.
Borregales, everyone wanted to kick him out of the country after the second week.
Yeah, but he's evolved. He's actually consistent for the past 5 weeks. But if he misses a kick next week, then I'll probably hate him. That's how the kicker operation kind of goes. I don't know what to tell you.
How do we feel about 6 sacks?
Not good.
I mean, see, what I'm trying to figure out is how much it is based on. I don't think it's strictly on the O-line. I think it's some coverage. I think it's also Drake trying to maneuver around the pocket and trying to make that big play, or whether it be through the air or with his legs. And then they're putting the O-line in a bad spot. I mean, when you need 5 to 6 seconds to throw a ball or run the ball, I mean, when you have a defensive end in the NFL caliber, like they're going to get to you at some point. Obviously,
Isn't he
6
one
isn't
of the
good.
most sacked quarterbacks in the league?
I think he is the most after this week. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised the Patriots didn't make any moves this
I'm
Tuesday.
not. They said they were going to do that.
Yeah.
I saw TikTok. It's so dumb.
You saw it on TikTok? Must
I
be
saw it
right.
on TikTok.
I didn't see it. I did not see it on TikTok. I'm not a China guy. I don't support the TikTok application. So I didn't see it on TikTok. I did see it via other insiders within the actual Patriots media, but
Elgin
I
Miles Radio.
wasn't surprised.
Within the Twitter sphere, as they say.
I don't have Twitter either. It was via YouTube, via
Oh.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
There you
But
go. There's
yeah.
the truth comes out.
The truth comes out.
I'll quickly give my thoughts. Like, this felt like the game of two halves. First half, we should have won the game easily. Like, oh, here's another shitty team we're going to beat up on. Get out of here with the win. Second half, you only score 3 points. That's a little bit cause for concern. Obviously, no Ramondre. Offensive line was pretty bad.
Booty out in the second half.
This is like an easy game to lose if you're the Patriots of the past couple of years before, like in the pre-Brady era. So to get it done, I can't complain. And I do think in the next couple of weeks, a loss to a bad team is coming because you're just due for one of those eventually. But to see them keep winning, I'm happy with it. So I was happy. Obviously, Patriots won. Day's good. Drake London, insane, by the way.
Yep.
Came back from injury. Penix honestly looked pretty good in this game, even though he had some really dumb throws at times. But I don't know. Maybe
the intentional grounding.
Yeah. Did you hear we're getting
the snap? Yeah, the snap gate.
We're cheating again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, it's all right. If people were scared of us and they want to consider us cheating, go ahead. That's fine. I'm right at home with that. So
we move on to a major upset. The Carolina Panthers are 5-4, I believe, and they beat my Super Bowl prediction and Super Bowl bet, the Green Bay Packers. This is bad. Like, the Packers play their competition. It's tough to watch when they play shitty teams. Like, their 2 losses are to the Browns and to the Panthers, and they own wins over the Lions. I mean, the Commanders, when they were good. I mean, I don't have to go through the whole fucking thing, but I don't know. This is a very scary sign because this Packers team needs to win the division. First of all, it should be their priority, and then obviously making the playoffs, you win the division anyway. But we got to avoid, I'm saying we as a Packers Super Bowl better, so I'm part of the team now. We got to avoid a road playoff game, and we got to get that division game, maybe even the 1 seed. I don't know probably not the 1 seed, but I don't know. This was scary. Panthers, I don't know who was on the over for the Panthers. I don't know what we can go back to the week 0, but that looks like a pretty good bet right now. They're at 5-4. They've got some decent wins as well. So what's the reaction like in Charlotte, Cam? Are people finally taking this program seriously, or?
So seriously is a kind of general term. Like, they're not expecting, at least a lot of my friends that are Panthers fans, they're not expecting a playoff run. They're kind of like they're in the mix for the playoffs. Like, that is a realistic possibility, which is crazy to say. But at the same time, I feel like everybody kind of deep down knows that at some point it's going to come to an end, and it's just not going to happen for this Panthers team. But at the same time, going against your point, obviously, you never want to play your competition, but Green Bay has, and obviously, this is the worst side of it that you're seeing, but you've seen the best side of it, where they've played against really good competition and end up winning. So I think this is honestly kind of good for the Packers. I think it's a huge wake-up call. Hey, we can't be doing this shit anymore. And maybe they completely flip the script, and second half of the year, they take care of business on the teams they should. And then they also, like you said, play their competition against the teams that are either equally better or if not better than them. So I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing for this Packers team overall. Obviously not a great loss for them. But I think it could be paying dividends for them at the end of the year.
Schedule isn't looking too bad, but I mean, there's some gimmies, but they got to win those games against the top tier level opponents as well.
Yeah.
Michael, as the Bryce Young contingent on this pod, what do we got? Are we back? Are we fully in, Bryce?
No, we're definitely not back because he
He had the
wasn't
worst
good in this
QBR.
game.
I don't know if I mentioned that. He had the worst QBR of every quarterback that played last week.
Could be true. He wasn't good, and somehow they sneak out a win. So I mean,
Name what other quarterbacks are 5 and 4 are better right now? Like, come on, Bryce top 15.
top 20.
Top 20
Even
for
you
sure.
can't say that with a straight face.
Top 20 for sure, man.
No, I mean, I don't know how the Panthers keep doing this. Honestly, like they're
Rico's
just not,
looked incredible.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
we needed like a moment of silence for Chuba. He's cooked.
he might be
cooked.
cooked. He might be cooked.
He hit the running back limit.
Running back
age.
wall.
Yeah, he's 26.
after a
yeah.
year and a half of playing football.
He's cooked. Unk's cooked. He's done.
Chubb to the Jets. Turning the rebuild around.
No.
Get a guy who's younger than their 3 running backs right now. Or older, I mean. Continue, Michael. We interrupted.
I don't know. I feel like the Packers are just bad, and I hate them.
Come on, man.
Like we were supposed to be back last week. We had such a good game. We had Christian Watson coming back, and then this week we got Croft going down, which is a super big loss. And then Jordan Love just chucks. He's just a chucker, honestly. And like that's good when it's clicking and when you need to make a comeback or like if your guys are open or whatever. But when you're just throwing the ball 35 yards down the field on every single play and you need to run the clock or you need to make make a first down, like you got to get first downs in this league, especially playing against a team that has played a lot of close games and a lot of low scoring close games. There are some interesting 4th down calls in this game, I think, for Mike LaFleur, not kicking field goals.
I think it's Matt.
Matt, whatever. Former Jets OC.
What happened there? Whatever happened there?
I don't know. Now he's somewhere else. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the Packers. They make me mad how good they are, but how much they suck.
Fuck you.
Am I wrong? They're just like, who did they tie against? The Cowboys or something, right?
Yeah, they are a frustrating
Like,
team to watch. No, you're right, Mikey. They are a frustrating team to watch. And
Of
with
the
the
teams
amount of
they've
like,
played, probably like 3 of the worst 5 are the teams they've lost to.
yeah, but you also got to think about from Mikey's perspective, like the amount of talent they have on that roster, and they're losing to the shitty teams when he's been just dying for a little bit of hope from this Jets team to win a fucking game or 2.
Hey, they won a game.
That's what I'm saying. 2 games. I mean, but I mean, like he's right. Like when you have that kind of roster, you expect a lot more out of them, which is the price that you pay when you have a better team. So I'm not saying that your bet's lost, Dub. I think this Packers team can make a deep run, but at the same time, like you need to step up. Like you need to win the games that you need to win. So,
and when you put Jordan Love on the like top 7, 8 quarterback pedestal, you got to win games against.
You got to perform. Yeah, agreed.
I am putting him there. Next game.
I feel like in week 2, he was there for you. I think
for Dubby, yeah, absolutely.
If he has a good game, he's number 1.
I think you might have even had top 5.
No, my
top 5, good game.
My top 5 is solid. That's not changing.
Because I think you had him above Matt Stafford, who was, I think
Mahomes. Here's the top 5 for anyone out there: Mahomes, Burrow, in no order. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, and number 5 is Herbert. No debate.
Drake.
Not yet. Top 10. Broncos and Texans. Cam, I think you had over on this one for the DOUF. Big letdown spot there.
Nice. I hated it. I think if we went back and recorded and watched the recording, I said out loud, I hate it.
You did.
Yep.
I remember that harshly, but thankfully I picked Denver against the spread, so I'm not complaining about it. I mean, when it comes to head-to-head and the spread, I feel like I'm doing relatively well. So I wasn't able to catch much of this game, honestly, Dub. But Thankfully, Denver pulled out the win. Doesn't really take too much away from either team. I feel like they're all kind of in that same boat. Houston might be more in that tier, like you said, like with Pittsburgh, as opposed to, Indy, Denver, Pats. But I don't know. Like, though, I feel like that was a good matchup. Denver on the road. Probably should have looked into that a little bit more. Both defenses obviously have been playing extremely well. I just thought 39.5 was a low number. I'm sorry, Mikey and Dub, for letting you guys on the DOUF parlay.
You might have been good if CJ didn't go throwing gang signs in the first quarter or second quarter.
Probably, yeah. I wasn't expecting that, which I probably should have done a little bit more research. I don't think he's ever done that before. I don't know why he was fucking doing that in this game, but
Because he got hit into oblivion.
that's an excuse to throw up gang signs. If
right.
Drake's been pounded to oblivion for the entire career that he's had in a year and a half, have you ever seen him throw up a gang sign? No. So
moving
Yeah.
on. We have this game was pretty good. Honestly, came down to the wire. Texans were up most of the game, and then
again
Broncos
some
just got the ball
wacky coaching in this game. Like, I don't know how, as a tie game on your own 10-yard line late in the fourth quarter, you don't on your own 10-yard line with Davis Mills, run it 3 times and go to overtime. Don't give the Broncos a chance to get the ball back and kick a field goal to win. I don't understand coaching sometimes. Davis Mills threw the ball 30 times in a 2.5 quarters. Crazy.
Dog.
I have a signature of him somewhere.
Bring it up this week.
Texans are bad. I don't know what they're gonna do on offense. Their coaching has been a real question mark the last couple weeks. Haven't been able to score points. Their defense is very good. Offensive line sucks. Their only offensive weapon is Nico, and CJ was looking good the past week, two and a quarter, and then he gets concussed, and now I don't know.
Out against the Jags.
Yeah, just declared out today. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to add. We'll move on to a really good quarterback, Mac Jones. Once again, we play the Brock Purdy will start. Ricky Pearsall will come back and play.
Talk about a soft benching.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think why risk Purdy back early when you can just – initially his injury was 6 to 8 weeks or something, and they're like, no, he might come back in 2. And then that's what happened.
Okay.
Sounds
They gave Purdy $270 million. They're not just going to bench him for Mac Jones.
What did we just witness in Arizona? It's the same fucking concept.
Yeah, well, Kyler's flushed out. Kyler got drafted 3 years before.
No, I'm just messing with you. I agree.
I know.
Purdy's
I'm
much
not
better
even a Brock supporter, but I am a supporter of giving quarterbacks. I don't know. It feels like we always – and Mac's I love Mac, but he's a game manager. You're never going to –
agree.
Maybe Purdy is too. Maybe they're going to be a head-to-head game manager. I don't know. But I don't know. I didn't watch much of this game, to be honest. Kind of went as expected, even more, because I thought it was weird that this game was so closely the line was 2.5, I think. So it was weird that was really that close to me. I don't know. It feels like the Giants have lost all hope and momentum since the Scotabo injury, and I'm not looking forward to betting on them, but Dart can keep them somewhat in games. Feels like he gets a rushing touchdown or something every week. So Giants have their quarterback. It's just, can they get the weapons around him, throw to Wan'Dale Robinson 15 times? I don't know. If you guys have anything else to add on this one. Mac Jones Club?
Yeah. Not to go too into detail, but I mean, I like Mac Jones. We've kind of talked about it ad nauseum, I feel like, on this pod. I hope the best success for him. I feel like Bill put him in a shitty position when he was here. Just glad to see him having success. Like you said, he's a game manager, but at the same time, a lot of quarterbacks in the right system don't need to be much more than that. So if he's having success doing what he's doing, I'm happy for him. And it's also in the opposite side of the conference. But obviously, whenever the Pats play San Fran, I hope he finds his old ways and just throws it to fucking every defender that's on the field. So, but I mean, for now, I'm going to root for Mac Jones continuously. Like I said, I mentioned on last week's pod, I thought this line was extremely short. Took San Fran. Mac Jones pretty much not dominates the game, but like you said, manages the game in a way that San Fran can win. And obviously the Giants are a great roster, and they're kind of depleted, like you said, with Neighbors and then also Scatterbo. Dart's been giving him a little bit of life, but I feel like this was Giants all the way. Or I'm sorry, 49ers all the way.
Michael, you had a comment too on this game?
Yeah, I'm looking at ESPN analytics, and at kickoff, the Giants had a 66% chance to win this game.
That's insane.
No idea how. But yeah, I mean, they just handed the ball off to Christian McCaffrey 59 times and won the game. Like, that's kind of what we expected them to do. Dart has nobody. Devin Singletary carried the ball 8 times. Like,
Yeah, that guy's washed. Yeah,
when
when you're giving him the
there's
ball
only
9
so much
times,
you
you
can
know
do
you're taking
there.
out.
But yeah, I mean, Giants, like, good for them. They got a quarterback. Hopefully, for their fans' sake, it's not a sophomore slump next year, and they can build around the defense that they have and a little magic on offense with Dart and Scatterbo, and Neighbors comes back healthy. But I don't know, they're gonna keep games fun, I feel like, and they might be an over team to watch, but yeah.
Okay. We have a lot of comments. You guys know I don't comment politically, but I thought this said man damn at first, but I think this is the first name of the New York mayor-elect.
Last name.
Last name, that one. Zoran. What are your thoughts on Zoran winning the election?
Who gives a fuck?
Michael?
We're going to be in the same spot. It doesn't fucking matter.
I have grandparents who live in New York, and they are not happy.
He tried so hard to be like politically correct. Please discuss. We did.
That was
Ma'am
our
Donnie,
discussion.
Michael, maybe this for you. Ma'am Danny Mayer, Jalen Brunson MVP parlay. Is this something you're looking into?
I would hope that the second half of that would hit.
Okay.
He fucking hates the governor.
It's the mayor. Uncultured
I don't give a
fucks.
fuck.
My man. Grandpa went Cuomo or Silwa?
No idea.
Okay.
Probably no one.
It's an NFL sports gambling podcast. What the fuck are we talking about?
What a game between the Bears and the Bengals.
I was hated. I was so bad.
That was the grossest game you could have imagined.
Imagine being a Bengals fan right now.
Imagine being a Jets fan right now.
Losing to the Jets and then losing to the Bears 2 weeks in a row. Like,
all right, well, the Bears are like somewhat okay now.
But how they lost. They had a 14-point lead against the Jets with 10 minutes left in the game, and then they scored a touchdown with like less than a minute left, and then the Bears are just stupid.
Colston Loveland with like 15 seconds left.
Yeah, Joe Flacco threw for like 500 yards.
I forget what I needed out of this, but the Bears win. Oh, it was for my pick. That I ended up losing anyway. But I don't know. This was electric down to the wire. We were out. We were in the parking lot throwing the football around. Watched this on the phone. It was nice. I don't know. I didn't have much to add on this game. I feel like the Bengals are just the Bengals, and they're going to be the Bungles. And the Bears might be back because they're actually able to win these somewhat close games now. We had the game-winning either conversion or field goal over the Raiders. I don't know. What's their record? I don't know.
Bears?
Yeah. 5-4.
5-3.
5-3 for the Bears.
Yeah,
so another NFC.
Yeah.
Another NFC North team. What were your takeaways from this game, if any?
Not much. I don't love the Bears giving up that amount of points to the Bengals. I'm not going to lie. I know they have invested significantly in that offense with Jamar and T, but at the same time, like, I know they're on the road, but this Bengals team's lost a lot of hope, especially with their record, quarterback going down. You would think that the Bears could at least have control of this game as opposed to winning it off of a last-second touchdown, but I don't know. I want to favor the road factor in, but at the same time, like I said, since he depleted, I mean, they've also kind of lost all hope, it seems like to me. But I don't know about what Mikey thought, but
he already said no Bungles.
I mean, if the Bengals had like a singular player on defense, they'd be five.
Agreed.
They could be 5-4 right now.
Trey
and
Hendrickson?
He's hurt.
Oh.
Yeah, he got hurt like halfway through the game.
Eli Apple?
I think that
Oh,
was
okay.
like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No, they actually have DJ Turner, who's been very good for them, but
That was their first round pick, wasn't he?
no, that's Shamar something.
Oh,
Jamar
Stewart.
Stewart almost didn't
Jamar
even play
Stewart,
for
yeah.
them and went back to college.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, like if you're a Bears fan, good for you. You got a good win. Awesome to see your rookie tight end, who there was a lot of talk about. It should have been Tyler Warren there. But if you're a Bengals fan, like you're
Depressed.
Quit football. Lose your love for football like you did.
literally. That was like 4 weeks ago for me, though.
All right. Well, welcome them to the Cabo, losing your hope for football club. We got some comments from the chat. Magoon, you need to learn how to read. I got that Syracuse education, man. I can't help it. Okay, sorry. I'll leave this one up to the jury. Pornhub or X videos? Please
No
discuss.
comment.
No comment as well. Michael?
Nope.
Okay.
Good job, Mikey. Smart.
Maybe this one's for Mikey with the New York City grandparents. Do you believe in rent freezes, city-run food pantries, and free buses funded by taxing wealthy residents?
No.
One-word answer, no. Okay. Moving on, we had the 4 p.m. slate. This was kind of the get this game out of my way game.
Show?
Yeah, Tyler Shuck, I thought, could provide something in the new quarterback change. I was wrong. The Saints are 1-8. I don't know what to do except not take the Saints at all. Rams, I think the Rams are looking pretty good right now. So that was kind of my takeaway from this game. We don't have to spend too much time on it. 34-10. Puka got back in the end zone. Devontae Adams 2-time.
Yeah, not much to add. I mean, the Rams look dominant. I guess one factor that I will mention that will go into the next segment is I picked the Rams in my survivor pool the previous week, so obviously that went well. I'm one of 6 with an $850 payout is the rumor. So might need a little bit of help because I've picked a significant amount of, the contenders so far. So we can obviously get into more detail on that. So I'll be asking Dub and Mikey on their thoughts on that.
Okay. Teaser to stick along on the stream. We'll get into Camp Survivor League. Next game, the Jags and the Raiders.
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 That's what they're called from here on out.
Sometimes I just be having weird speech moments on the stream. No, I think this was a pretty good game. Brock Bowers, legacy game, and just another disappointing one for the Raiders. I love the go for 2 when you're who gives a fuck. They don't even well, I guess they do need a quarterback, so maybe it's lose on purpose, but I mean they did end up losing, so who cares? Good game, a little bit worrisome from the Jags. I mean, this was a close line from Vegas. The Raiders did cover the 3.5 or 2.5, whatever it was before the game. I don't know. It felt like the Jags were just bound to lose this game, but they ended up winning. So that made me feel a little bit better about the Jags, but it is one of the worst couple teams in the NFL. So interested to see the Jags in their divisional matchup this week and how they kind of handle the AFC South matchups. But for them to get this done, good job. That's another win in the resume. That's kind of how I looked at this game.
So, I don't know if you were going to kick it off to Mikey, but I feel like this Jags team, don't want to compare them to the Pats at all. I don't feel like they're in the same realm. I feel like they're in that tier below where it's that Pittsburgh kind of tier where they don't have necessarily that great of a record, but they're relatively if they're not in the playoffs, they're in the hunt. But this is a game that you should win. And if you win, you win. You move on to the next week and you figure out what you can improve upon. And that's, I feel like, exactly what the Jaguars game was last week. Obviously, you should have beat the Raiders by more than 3, which was the spread, at least what I have on my pad and paper. But Jags find a way to win, continue the season that they've had so far. This Raiders team's, like you said, with Brock Bowers, I think they're a completely different roster. I think Brock Bowers completely changes how their offense plays. And they can keep him within games. So if he's healthy throughout the remainder of the year, that spread might be a little bit difficult to bet against because I feel like they're more explosive with him on the field, obviously. So not much more to add than that, other than the Jags get a big win, continue on their path to potentially a playoff run, more in the wild card spot, obviously with Indy kind of leading the way there. But yeah.
Michael, any additional thoughts?
Not really. These are the games that the Jags got to win to make their little playoff push, and win's a win.
They got to win the division for me, but I think they're only one game back now of the Colts.
What are the
Really?
5-3? They're 5-3.
They're 5-3.
What is
Colts have 2
Raiders?
losses.
What does Raiders Insider have to say?
He wasn't here. We couldn't get the Oracle for this week, unfortunately. He was just like, yeah, this is just another painful loss. Obviously, they traded away Jacoby. They actually traded Jacoby Myers to the team they just lost to. So
yeah, I think he's looking at draft insight at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think he doesn't like Pete Carroll. He doesn't like Geno as a quarterback. Well,
does he have any thoughts on the new, at least head coach, or do you think does he think that Pete stays?
I don't know. He's probably going to stay another year, but I don't think he's a fan of that. The mentality of hiring a 70-something-year-old coach. We head to what was marketed to be the game of the week, obviously. Bills Chiefs, always fun when they match up. Looks like the Chiefs will go back to the Super Bowl this year and beat the Bills in the AFC Championship game, as they always do, due to the Bills winning in the regular season. So everyone get ready for that to happen. Make sure you definitely do not bet the Bills this time. It's not going to happen, I swear. But the Bills do get this done in the regular season once again. I feel like I feel like I was locked in on Raiders Jags, which is weird to say because that was just much closer
fucking
game.
Disgusting.
No, it was Red Zone. It was like I was eating with my parents watching Red Zone. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on in the Chiefs Bills game. Like they kind of just had on the side, like in case the Chiefs did something, because the real intrigue was on the Jaguars Raiders game, if that makes any sense. But I don't have many takeaways from this game. Like the Bills are back and the Chiefs are 5-4, which is crazy, but we all know who they are. So I don't know. I'm not taking away like a ton from this game. In Buffalo too. 2 MVP candidates in front of Drake right now. We'll see what happens. Warrior guys. Michael, we'll start with you. You're usually a Bills over Chiefs guy. What were your thoughts in this game, if you had any?
I didn't really. I mean, the Bills they got the lead and then they held it. It kind of like it was 28-14 until they scored their last touchdown. It didn't really feel so close. It didn't feel like a real Chiefs Bills game. Like I don't think this changes anyone's opinions of what a playoff matchup would be if they were to meet, which I think most people probably think they will. But in terms of like MVP stuff and this specific game, I don't think this changes much. I think coming out of the bye, the Bills have looked a lot more like the Bills that we were expecting this year. And the Chiefs coming off 3 super good wins in a row, maybe even 4. I think they were in for a tough one. And it's kind of just what we expected.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more with Mikey. More on like a long-term view. Whenever they match up in the regular season, I mean, the Bills have kind of owned the Chiefs in the regular season, which is why I bet the Bills plus the 2.5, especially at home. I thought this might have been the year where Kansas City wins in the regular season, Bills win in the postseason. This is a bad sign, I feel like, in the postseason for me, where obviously you kind of want Patrick to be dethroned at some point, at least from a Patriots perspective. Like you want to maintain that Tom Brady kind of, pedestal that we've had for the past 20, 25 years.
Bad week for Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We can get into that. I don't know if that's something that we want to discuss in the pod either, but I don't know. I had Buffalo in this game, but it also makes me think like if they match up in the playoffs, I think it's Kansas City's game. Even if they're on the road, seeing them twice, I wouldn't want to play Kansas City twice. No, I mean,
I don't want to play Kansas City once.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I also wouldn't say that I would want to play Buffalo twice either. But at the same time, like it's tough winning 2 against the same team that's a championship contender team in the NFL. So I keep an eye on that, especially when we get into our playoff segment of the pod. But I mean, for now, I'm just happy with the Buffalo win. I picked Buffalo. Obviously not great for New England. I was hoping Kansas City could pull this off. I thought me betting on Buffalo would be, a little bit of a jinx and Kansas City could
There
win
you
the
go.
game. But
Mush.
yeah, I know. I was being a real team player there, but Buffalo comes out on the win. Not much to take away. I mean, both these teams are going to be, battling to the end. So
All right. That wraps up the Sunday 4 p.m. slate. We had Sunday Night Football, Seahawks Commanders. Michael, take the floor. Sam
James.
Darnold.
Didn't miss a throw in the first half. 4 touchdowns, 16 of 16 for like 250 yards. Best half of football probably he's ever played in his entire life. And the Seahawks defense is elite, and they will continue to be elite. Jaden Daniels, broken arm or dislocated elbow or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one play I saw from this game.
Tough. Super late in the fourth quarter, down like 20 something. Like you're not. Dan Quinn was like, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have had him in." Like, great. Thanks for
Thanks,
saying
Dan.
that.
Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, JSN elite. I think the Seahawks have vibes of last year's Vikings in them. Sam Darnold, elite wide receiver, and then a very, very good defense. Hopefully it's not the last 2 weeks and playoff crumbling that we saw from the Vikings last year, same as that might happen with the Seahawks this year, but I'm hoping that we see a little late season magic from them because I'll be rooting for them.
What did they make a move? Didn't they get a wide receiver at the deadline?
yeah,
Rahid Shaheed.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pats are looking at him too.
Pat's
From
playing
what I've heard
everybody
from my
and then not signing
insiders.
and then not going for any of them. What were your takeaways on this game, Cam, if any? I didn't watch any of this.
Kind of similar to you guys on Thursday night game this week. I wasn't able to catch most of it, and then when I turned it on, it was pretty much a blowout from the get-go. But I know, like Mikey said, Sam Darnold played his ass off. Not much to add to this game specifically, but more of a proposition to Mikey. I think you might, like, if you're done with football for the rest of the year, totally understand being a Jets fan. Maybe you just fully buy in to Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Like, that's your team for the rest of the
I think
year.
I said early in the year that they were my second team. I think
if they are, then you ride them until the horse falls off. I mean, that is exactly what you should be doing. Obviously, the Jets are thinking more long term after the trades that they've made. And Sam Darnold's looked, like you said, an MVP caliber candidate. Played his ass off in this game. Unfortunately, the Skins at home. Obviously, Jaden going out didn't help, but definitely, I mean, a significant win for Seattle, and they just continue to pile them on. I know I've been more of an NFC West kind of hater within that division. But like I said, I think I mentioned on either last week's or 2 weeks ago, that could be just like more Arizona Cardinals hate, where I feel like they're just so inconsistent. And it's more that Kyler Murray fucking, 5'8" quarterback running around throwing the ball for either a 60-yard touchdown or a pick six. That makes me so upset. But with Jacoby at the helm, I have a little bit more respect. It also doesn't hurt that I think 3 of the teams have 6 wins, I believe. All of them look like they're going to make the playoffs. So it's going to be an interesting, like San Fran, Seattle, and then LA Rams are going to be 3 of the teams that you're going to look for in the NFC to try and make a run at this thing. And I'm not discounting Seattle out of that. So hopefully Sam Darnold can provide a little bit more entertaining weeks for you, Mikey. I honestly thought you were at quarterback when they played on Sunday night. So hopefully they can continue keeping it rolling and you can keep throwing touchdowns on JSN. That we can keep Allie happy as well, our producer.
True that. JSN, maybe we should have thrown that as the bet last week.
Yeah.
Speaking of the bet last week, we are joined once again. Welcome to the show. Are you driving?
No, my driver's driving for me. I would never pod and drive.
Awesome. So do we have you for a long time, or should we just get right to the
No, I've got some time. I'm gonna be a little late to softball. I low-key might run out of gas, so we'll probably take a detour.
The other day. It was very scary.
Yeah. So no, we're good. We can do whatever. Wow, you
What's
want
in
to
the
banter a little bit?
What's in the truck bed?
Oh, I got a pool table.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're pimping out the garage. We've got a 2-car garage that's more like a 4-car garage because of how deep it is. So we got a pool table. We got a mini pickleball setup going in there.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
How was this week of football for you?
How was this week of football? I was working Sunday, so I didn't get to watch a lot. I don't know. I don't really know
Hold
about
on.
football.
There's a similar theme I'm picking up on the Howard boys.
Last 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Who the
All
fuck
right.
is
Whoa,
that?
whoa.
Whoa,
Such a
whoa.
movement, bro.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hey.
I'm in.
he's in.
You guys pray for me. I have a woman driving me right now. It's very scary.
Good luck. Yeah. All the
I have
prayers
my
to you,
driver
Cindy.
driving for me right now.
Someone please give me game lines.
Yeah, that's yours.
Tandy, you got to tell them to be quiet.
Hey, women, please be
Yes,
quiet.
sir, Mark.
Women,
But for Bennett.
women, work on driving, not talking, please.
If they keep talking, you're going to get kicked out.
Say a word. Yeah, either.
Mark owns the show.
Say a word.
All right, no, there's no talk. Shh.
All right, well, let's get in. Let's get
Nick
into
said the hard R.
Okay.
Nick said the hard R
All right.
earlier.
We have
This is a
to-
viral podcast. We can't be spreading
We had
rumors like
we had
that.
to remove him from the stage. Maybe he'll be back in a couple minutes.
Don't bring it back. Don't bring it back.
First, let's get to last week. So last week, Tendy is with us in the stage, back getting his stuff. He's motioning 4-0. 4-0. Congrats to Tendy. Another 4-0 week. Tendy's the only one to do it, not only once but twice.
Fucking go, kid.
Yeah, Team Florida looking real good. Mark 2-2, another solid week. You know, it is what it is. I was 2-2 as well. Cam 1-3. We're gonna need to improve that if you're playing with us this week.
Yep.
So
I'm already dialed in.
All right. On the year today, we got Tendy at 17-11, Mark at 15-13, Mikey 7-5, Cam 7-9, and I'm 13-15. So Team Florida's got a 5-game lead on us, 32-24 to 27-29. We're in the negative, Team Dubcast. We got to step it up.
Yep.
Don't say we like that.
All
What do
right,
you
Mikey
mean?
is
We're a
carrying,
team.
but this
What
is
do
a
you-
team
whoa,
effort.
whoa.
Yeah, this is a team effort. What are you? Who are you? Sam Darnold?
Yes.
Well, one of us just needs to turn it to Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't know what that reference is. All right. Do you have your picks ready and on hand, Mark? Or are you gonna have to like pull over or have your driver pull over?
No, I don't need to pull over.
Okay. We'll try Tendy on the stage again, see how this goes.
Don't do that. Oh.
Don't do that.
No, do it. I'm ready.
You're here. So, as always, we'll go in order of who has the best record. So, Tendy, start us out with your dog for this NFL Week 10.
My dog this week is gonna
Wait,
be.
who's locking in for us?
Oh yeah, you guys have to
Oh.
pick who's competing.
Good boy.
So gay.
It's true.
Is that a gay man?
All right, back off the stage. How dare you?
All right, I'll take it over. I don't know Tendy's picks off rip, so you can get them at some point during the show, but I'll make the picks here. Dub.
Well, don't no.
Your
Before
show.
you pick, don't you have to
You're gonna
pick
play.
one of us? Who's
No,
sitting?
he's picking who's playing.
What am I doing right now, kid? And
Cam, let the man speak.
obviously, there's a special birthday tomorrow, so we're gonna have to let the birthday boy be on the panel and on the hook with his picks this week.
Okay.
Who is that? All right. Lock
Happy
in.
birthday, Michael. You get to be part of the DOUF this week.
No, it's Sam Darnold now.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Sam Darnold.
I think we have the
All
same
right.
birthday, me and Sam.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put Tendy on the stage. One last 3 strikes and you're out. One last chance. So Tendy, get your stuff in order, and then we'll hear all your picks, and then we're kicking you out again. So give us your dog over under favorite. If I am called a mean thing by a girl, it's over. You're done. I'm giving a 5-second brief warning. Okay, here we go. Hello, Tendy. Your due for this week, please, sir. And he's muted.
Figure it out.
Okay, here we go.
Am I muted?
You're not muted anymore.
What would you like to hear first?
All
Dog
of them.
over under favorite in a row. Rip them off.
All right, my dog is going to be the Houston Texans +1 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
Lord, I'll fucking kill you. Jesus Christ. My over is going to be is very simple. Over 48, Atlanta, Indiana. I'm sorry. My
I'm
under,
sorry.
I apologize for my fucking dog girlfriend. She's being an ugly dog right now. The under will be Detroit, Washington 49.5. And my favorite, I have boots on the ground.
Let's go.
Patriots +2.5 against Tampa. I will be there. I will be there in fucking style. Let's fucking go, Pats. We are back. Fuck you, Cam.
I'm going to be boots on the ground as well. I'm actually making an appearance.
Meet up.
Wait, you're going to be there in Tampa?
Whoa!
I will be there in Tampa. Surprise on the pod.
All right, let's have a
Dubcast
Cam. I will
meetup.
buy you a beer if I see you. I want to
Okay.
see you in Tampa.
All right, I'll meet you by the pirate ship. I'll get you
All
here
right.
as well.
Cam,
You guys
we
meet up.
will.
Can we get a little
All
video?
right,
to show
I'm
next week?
actually excited. I'm very excited to meet Cam in Tampa. Let's fucking go.
Go
Let's
Pats.
fucking go.
We have one problem before we let you go. The Patriots are +2.5. They're not favorite.
Yeah, I don't know why your favorite's the Bucks.
Wait, what?
They're
Oh,
+2.5.
so wait, can I change my dog is the Patriots?
Okay.
I fucked up. I've had a few too many.
Well, then you have
tonight.
to change your favorite too. So
Yes, of course, Cameron. I know the fucking rules.
Okay, you're being rude to Cameron.
I will take very, very simply the Cleveland Browns -2.5 versus the Jets because they fucking
Yikes.
suck. All right, Cam, text me. Let's meet up for a drink or two.
We need like
All
a
right.
cameo to post on Instagram. The Dubcast Boys meet.
Yes, we will be on Dubcast Instagram on Sunday.
All
Fuck
right.
yes, that makes
There
me
you go.
fired up.
Let's
All right,
go.
kick me out of here. I'm gonna be at softball in 2 minutes. Mark should be there in 2 minutes, but he's not.
he's getting gas. He's being
getting to
responsible.
Peace out, Tendy. Thanks for
Boots,
your
are
pick.
you?
Get the fuck off the screen.
Too much yelling, too much going on there. Hopefully, you guys do end up meeting in Tampa. We have a mutual friend of the pod also going to be there in the building. Thanks for the picks, Tendy. I was impressed.
I think we also have a mutual cousin of the pod gonna be there.
Okay, so a lot of people.
All right, we got boots on the
Yeah, a
ground.
lot of boots on the ground. So
I actually have a coworker of the pod gonna be there.
okay, let's get back to the let's get back to the doof. So me and Mikey are in this week. So we'll start with Mark because Mark has more games under his resume and also has a 2-win advantage. So Mark, give us your dog for NFL Week 10.
Dog. Here we go. I'm taking Steelers +2.5. I think they're playing the Chargers. I don't
Sunday Night
have a
Football.
lot to say about it. I just don't really like the Chargers. I think
Okay.
the Chargers find a way to lose games, and the Steelers find a way to win games. Are they better? I don't know. But they're going to find a way to win a game, or they're going to find a way to lose a game.
True.
All right, we're kind of losing you here. So Michael, we'll go to you with your dog for this week.
I have 2 dogs. I need some assistance from my teammates.
Oh boy.
Pats, same as Tendy, or Raiders +9.5.
I always think there's
That's-
beauty in variability.
So Raiders.
I
Taking
also
Raiders
had Raiders on my board.
Raiders Thursday Night Football +9.5. Taking them.
Love it. So I did have the Jags as one of my potential picks, but they now become the favorites. So the only team that I have left that hasn't been picked yet is the 49ers, and that is down to 4.5. So Rams are hot, yes, but the Rams are due for a cool down game. I don't know between this matchup, but I feel like Shanahan owns this matchup between McVay and Shanahan. I got the 49ers covering 4.5 points against the Rams, regardless of who's at quarterback. Now for the over. Mark, you're over for this week. We're on screen. We're on stream with 2 black screens.
I'm here. My over is going to be Pats, Bucks, both crazy offenses. And I'm just hoping for a good, fun game for my boys that are going to be there.
All right, that's fun. Nice back and forth scoring between two good teams for the boys.
Yeah.
Mikey, your pick for the over?
My over is going to be the Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks, which is
Love that.
44.5, which I feel like is quite low for those two teams, considering the offense and the lack of football players on the Cardinals. But yeah,
Had that on my board as well. I'm going to go with the Giants and the Bears over 47.5. Bears have been letting up a lot of points lately. We know Dart can score the rock, and we know the Bears can also score against a weaker Giants defense. Under, Mark, we go to you.
The under of all unders. The two worst teams in the NFL. The New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. They're sitting at a whopping 37.5 points. This might be 3-9. This might be 10-7. This might be 0-6.
9-6.
Either way, it will be the under.
All right, Michael.
I am going to be taking the opposite of Mark's over pick and be taking the under of Pat's Bucks at 48.5.
You want all your friends to show up to a low-scoring game?
They can get to
Messed up,
48.
maybe.
I don't give a shit about the game as long as the Pats come out with the dub. So
There you go. I'm sure a lot of mutual friends feel the same way.
The Bucks have not scored a lot of points the past couple weeks, and the Pats play a lot of close games. So
agreed.
Bucky will
Good
be
morning, Mike.
back this week, and Igbuka's getting healthy again.
There you go.
we'll see.
For my under, I'm going with the Rams and 49ers under 49.5. Don't like that I have two things in this game now, but I think when these teams collide, it's always a low-scoring matchup. It's like a chess game between McVay and Shanahan. 49.5 seems especially high for either Mac Jones or Brock Purdy-led offense, and I think the Rams are going to cool down a little bit. 49ers defense, hopefully get a little bit healthier. 49.5 seems high to me. For the favorite, we go back to you, Mark. Your favorite for this week.
My favorite, I am taking the Colts at 6.5 over the Falcons. I'm just addicted to the Colts. Like, I don't know. The Colts could do no wrong in my mind. And they're playing the Falcons, and the Falcons are not that good. Falcons are a weird team that's like they score a lot of points or they score 0 points. So give me the Colts. And if the Colts, never mind, just the Colts.
Okay. Michael?
My favorite of the week is another pick that I've had on my over as well, which is the Seahawks at -6.5.
Okay. Back the boys. I'm going to go – I wanted to take the Chargers, but Mark makes a good point. I'm going to go with the Ravens -3.5 against the Vikings on the road. I think the Ravens are in win-now mode. Vikings coming off that huge win over the Lions. I think I would love the 3, but we'll take the 3.5. I think the Ravens win this game by maybe 10 points. So the 3.5, I like that there. Any final thoughts, Mark, before you arrive at softball? We had the Jonathan Taylor bet kind of look not too great. 14 carries, 45 yards.
Yeah.
Dodgers did win the World Series, so that was a good pick. Obviously, we've been over the Nussmeier. How's Payne Pritchard looking this year so far?
Haven't checked in on him, to be honest. I have not watched him into basketball yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. College basketball started Monday, so if there's something you like there.
Haven't watched any of that either. All in on college ball, though. College football. Rankings came out last night. Any thoughts on what's going on over there?
Didn't look, but not surprised. The dumbass SEC gets like 5 teams in, even though they're all going to lose.
And Notre Dame too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss right in a row, 4, 5, 6. Actually, A&M is 3, so they got 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, at least A&M's like undefeated. Alabama has a fucking
Yeah.
loss to Florida State. Like if that was like Virginia had a loss to Florida State like that, well, I guess they lost to NC State, but like, and we see where they are. It's bullshit.
Listen,
But the whole
Alabama
system's
also
broken.
they ripped off like 5 really good
Yeah.
wins in a row. And
The
I
whole
hate
system's
Alabama.
broken because the SEC gets like 10 or 12 teams in the top 25 at the beginning of the year. And then when those teams either beat each other, they are counted as good wins. They get to move up the rankings because they beat ranked teams. When the whole thing is rigged because the SEC, it's all bullshit. I don't want to go on a rampage. So, what were your thoughts on the college football playoff ranking?
There's still a lot of ball left to be played. I don't know. This is kind of just like it doesn't really matter. I would love to see Indiana play someone good and see how good their quarterback really is. Because obviously everyone's like drooling over him, but I would love to see them
agreed.
play Georgia. I would love to see them play Ohio State.
Is
Someone
Georgia
like
good?
me.
They might play Ohio State in
Georgia's
the
still
Big
good.
Ten championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely will.
And then obviously the college football playoff too.
So
What
that's
was
the
that?
future of the week is just you want to see Indiana play somebody good.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have a future of the week this week.
Just wanted to.
I'm sorry to all the loyal fans that tune in every week just for this segment.
Yeah,
I've kind of
Mark,
let you down.
I thought you had all the people waiting for you this week.
I did. I don't know. Honestly, I was looking at futures today. Seahawks out of the NFC is very juicy. And Bucks, both plus over 1,000. Obviously, the NFC is pretty loaded, but the Seahawks look really good, and their defense is really good. If they can just like figure out how to run the ball, they don't even need to run the ball. They've got Smith Njigba or whatever his name is.
The guy you should have taken last week
Yep.
instead of John Taylor.
Also, I don't know if you guys have ever realized he obviously has a hyphenated last name. What a disparity of last names. One's Smith and one's Njigba.
You're so right, Mark.
I mean, I just realized it the other night. I was like, my lord, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, that's my take of the week. Crazy last name combo on that on Jackson.
Okay. Something to keep an eye on for sure. All right. Tell your driver to drive safe and have a great softball game. Hope the boys win. Looks like Tendy might be in an incapacitated position already, so hopefully he's able
I don't think
to
it's his fault. I don't think it's
help,
his fault.
help the team out. But
Yeah.
We'll see-
I think I'm on the bump tonight too. So
Wow.
you seem
Yeah.
locked in. Tendy, I don't know if he's really locked in right now.
I'm locked
You
in
did?
for sure. We'll be good. Everyone drop comments in the comment section for Mikey's birthday. Happy birthday, Mikey. Everyone,
Happy birthday, Mike.
there you go.
Happy birthday, Michael, tomorrow.
Thanks.
Birthday coming later. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night. Performing on stage in front of thousands. Where were we? The Monday
I
night.
think we were
game.
going into week 10, the actual segment of the pod that everybody's listening to.
No, we had this to go over if you had anything to say.
No, nothing to say.
No.
Okay. Cowboys, I don't know. I'll say like 2 sentences. Cowboys, pretty disappointing. Thought this would be an easy one. I had them in the DOUF. Would have put me to 3-1. Would put us kept us
I think
4
I
games down.
also have them in the DOUF.
Unfortunate. I don't even know what happened in this game because I didn't watch it. I think the dialogue's in the quarterback for the Cardinals, but we can talk more about that when we get to the Cardinals game this week. So we start off Thursday night football with the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Denver. Denver minus 9.5. So we will get a up close look at one of these teams that some of us consider frauds. Patriots next week as well on Thursday night versus the Jets. So that'll be a contentious pick to start off the stream. But Cam, as always, is our spread leader. What is your thoughts on this Thursday night game between the Raiders and the Broncos?
Don't love divisional matchup on a Thursday night. Makes me lean towards Vegas. But at the same time, I just feel like we've talked about it ad nauseum with the talent on the roster. And also quarterback head coach combination. Even though Gino and Pete have had I mean, even their success, I wouldn't even call it a success. I mean, winning what 8 to 9 regular season games isn't
They can make
enough
the
to cut in
playoffs one
this
year.
league. All right, but I mean, Sean's already done a lot more with Bo Nix, so I'm gonna go with Denver here minus the 9.5. Don't really have too many thoughts. I don't really love betting Thursday night games, but
I
in this
never have put
case,
them in any of my Focus 5 ever.
yeah, this is probably. I usually spread it out to have a Focus 5 pick. One of them being Thursday night. I don't think this Thursday night is gonna make it. Honestly, it's a little sketchy, but for the sake of the pod, week 10, I'm gonna go Denver minus the 9.5.
All right. Well, I'm taking the opposite. Shocker, 9.5. I don't know. I think of the team, like last year, we'd always talk about teams that could win but not by a lot. I feel like that's Denver this year, where they always have close games, play down to their competition, play up to their competition. I mean, even Texans last week beat up with Davis Mills. You're only winning that game by 3 points. And the Broncos have had some really low-scoring games. Let us not forget the 13-11 win over the Jets in prime time, technically on Sunday morning. So I think this is a spot for the Raiders to. I don't love it for the Raiders just because they're coming off that heartbreaking loss. But when you're already like 1-8 or whatever, or 2-7, it's like who gives a fuck at that point. So I think the Raiders will compete. I don't think they'll win the game, but 9.5 is too many points for me on a Thursday night prime time. I think this will be like an Al Michaels last series the game, like Broncos kick a game-winning kick or Raiders fuck up a drive type game where it's like back and forth, kind of like low scoring. That's what I'm foreseeing. So I think the Raiders will easily cover 9.5. Michael, break this tie. What do you think?
I'm on Raiders too. Have them in the Focus 5. Not the Focus 5.
The DOUF.
Yeah, I think you said it. Broncos don't win by a lot, and the Raiders, when Brock Bowers has been healthy, they've scored a lot of points. Week
That's
1, they
true.
scored a lot of points. Last week, they scored a lot of points, and the week before that, I don't remember, but Brock was like that. I think that was his first game back, so he wasn't himself. But I could see them putting a little bit of points on the board. I don't think they're gonna put up like 35 or whatever like the previous. But this Denver defense is very good. But yeah, I don't think it's a close game. I don't think the Raiders win. I think it could be a backdoor cover, but I think the Raiders do.
Okay. We head to somewhere across the
Germany.
somewhere
The
across
pond.
the pond. I don't know. I know there's a Madrid game. I know this isn't the Madrid game.
It is the
We are-
Olympic Stadium in Berlin, Germany.
Okay. NFL Berlin game.
Berlin.
The Colts coming off of a loss for the first or the second time this season, not welcoming in, they're both flying out. The Falcons, 6.5 point underdogs for this game. Honestly, this one was back and forth for me because for me, I was just looking at this. I don't even fill out my picks in my sheet, man. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is back and forth for me because the Falcons are coming off of a very close loss. Which could lead one of two ways. Like they're going to get it back in blood, but also the Colts are coming back up a tough loss. So I think for me, I just think this leads to the Falcons kind of deconstructing and the Colts win this game by more than 6.5 points. I think the first time I'm taking the Colts, but I don't know. This feels blowout to me. I feel like international games don't have the same primetime effect. I'm going to go with the Colts minus 6.5. Michael, we kick it to you.
Yep, I'm with you there. I think the Falcons are coming off a pretty, I don't know if I would say heartbreaking, but a tough
Emotional.
loss. And I feel like coaching has a big factor in international games. How you get your team ready, and I'd take Steichen over whatever
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris, yeah.
Any day of the week. And if this is definitely a game for the Colts that I feel like a lot of people will be watching how they respond from that Steelers game, and I think they'll respond well. We'll see some new faces, and taking the Colts.
Cam?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Mikey. Definitely everybody's eyes are going to be watching how the Colts respond to this after the loss to Pittsburgh last week. I feel like this is a great get-right spot for Indy. I think that loss to New England for Atlanta like they were in that game. Like I said, Drake could have came down the field and ended up leading a field goal winning drive. But at the same time, losing the way that you did is definitely demoralizing, I feel like, for a football team. So I'm going with Indy here, my 6.5. First team ride of the night. Hopefully there's not too many of those. But I mean, the Colts, like we've talked about it, I feel like the Colts are just a much better roster than the Falcons. I feel like the Falcons haven't really proven anything to me throughout the year other than Drake London last week getting 3 touchdowns. So give me the Colts here, minus 6.5.
All right.
Team Rad.
Team Rad.
Rad. We head to Miami, where Michael, you will kick us out in this game. One of your favorite teams to discuss, the Miami Dolphins. AFC East divisional matchup. Bills coming to town. Dolphins plus 9.5. What say you here for this game?
I will be taking the Bills on this one. A lot of high spreads to start off the week. I think this is the point in the year where we start to see bad teams want to be bad, and for draft positioning and stuff like that. I don't know if we're gonna see Quinn Ewers or Zach Wilson at all at any point this year. I don't think that's today. We did see the Bills and the Dolphins play a close game earlier in the year. But I think the Bills, even though it is in Miami, take over this one and show off a little bit.
Cam?
Same page as Mikey. I think Miami weather is a little bit overrated, especially at this point of the year. I definitely understand it in the first 4 weeks of the year, starting that late September, going into, even early October. But at this point, middle November, early November, I don't think it's going to be as hot as you would expect. I think Buffalo comes out with a significant win over a divisional matchup where the rosters are just so inferior to Buffalo. So I like Buffalo here minus the 9.5. I like them to cover. I know I'm taking a decent amount of favorites, especially high point favorites that you don't love, Dub. But I'm gonna go 3 in a row with the heavy favorites, going Buffalo minus 9.5.
So I feel like every time these teams play, especially in Miami, it's always a close game. Now you make a good point about the inferior rosters. The Dolphins did hang on to Bradley Chubb and they did hang on to Jalen Waddle. So those guys will be part of the team moving forward. Still have Devon Achane. Ollie Gordon's been getting in there, getting some touches. I think the Dolphins can cover 9.5. Like, it's crazy to say. I think the Bills are coming off. Like, this was a tough week for me to pick. I'm going just based off narratives and based off like what I think could be happening in the team's minds. I think the Bills got their emotional win over the Chiefs of the season. Dolphins are like, I don't know what's going on. What was the Dolphins game last week? Mike McDaniel's going to get fired. Oh, the Ravens game. 10 days off for the Dolphins.
On Thursday night. They have longer week. Longer week
to figure everything out. The GM's out. Maybe there's a new GM boost. I doubt it, but I'll take the 9.5 of the Dolphins. I'll take a chance. I feel like I've been taking the Dolphins a lot, which I don't like, but they're only 4-5 in the spread. It's not like they're losing spread. So we'll have to see some different picks there. Next game.
Whoa, Mike, what did Mikey pick?
He picked he started us out.
He did? Okay, sorry. Yep.
We are in Minnesota now, where J.J. McCarthy and Lamar Jackson will do battle. Both quarterbacks coming back from early season injuries. The Ravens get the 3.5 hook in Minnesota. Michael does the quotations for J.J. McCarthy's injury. Is Lamar really hurt? Was that a soft benching from Lamar?
Yep. I think you're right on that one.
Yep.
Conspiracy theory exposed.
Every injury is just a soft benching.
You might have a point there. So what are you thinking, Cam, for this game? Ravens-Vikings.
I hate to go this way. I like this Vikings team. I feel like their offense is not coming alive, but they're finding ways to win. And we've talked about that. I mean, especially with the Patriots, me and you, Dub. Winning is pretty much everything is in this league. So even if you score 21 points and you end up with a 21-17 victory, I mean, a win's a win. But at the same time, I'm going to go Baltimore here. They have to string a few wins together in order to, get back in that playoff hunt and then potentially take over the division. So I'm going Baltimore even with the hook, minus 3.5 on the road. I just feel like that quarterback with Lamar coming back on Thursday night, he looked really well. Longer week. I mean, I don't know. I know he's going on the road, but I like Baltimore here minus 3.5.
Yeah, I gave this pick on the DOUF. I took the Ravens minus 3.5. I just think for the Vikings, it's like, oh, JJ's back, and then you forget that he completely shit the bed against the Falcons, and then Lamar, like you said, 10 days off, and also the necessity for every game to be a win. So I think the Ravens have no incentive to like fuck around in any game. Like they need to really win. I mean, I know it's a story. They took the ping pong tables out of the locker room.
Yeah.
It's getting serious in Baltimore. So I think I just trust Lamar more than I trust JJ McCarthy at the end of the day. I don't know. I think Derrick Henry, if you can get him going, it's going to be a tough Brian Flores defense. Could see this being like a lower scoring game. But I got the Ravens coming out on top by more than 3.5 points. Michael, we kick it to you.
You guys said it all. Also taking the Ravens. I don't really have any much more to add.
Second team ride.
All right. Another team ride as we head to a game alluded to on the pod. Cam was going to surprise us and say boots on the ground, but it turns out there'll be a lot of people with you in attendance. Friends of the pod, the DOUF,
Yeah.
one of the DOUF boys,
pod, cousins of the pod,
cousins of the pod,
coworkers of the
coworkers.
pod.
We got everybody and their mothers showing up to this Patriots Bucks game. Maybe I'll fly out and say fuck it. Definitely not going to happen.
Please do.
Patriots are on the road, and they are 2.5 point underdogs. I'm sorry, so I don't know, man. This is a really tough game to pick, to be honest, because like I mentioned in the Falcons game, that felt like the spot where they would lose a random game along their winning streak. Like the winning streak feels unreal. Like, let's be honest, even though we've witnessed, like we've been lucky and we've been blessed, blah blah blah.
No, I agree with you. Yep.
I have to give the preamble because of the other
Yep.
fans out there.
Yep.
But it feels like this is too good to be true, and I don't know if I want to take the Bucks to be like I don't want to pick against the Patriots,
Yeah.
So I'll take the Patriots plus 2.5, but I would not be surprised at all if we were to lose this game by more than 2.5 points. I think it comes down, it's 2.5, so it's very, whoever you think's going to win, basically take them. I'll go with the Pats plus 2.5 just to have that hometown pride.
Well, first of all, before I give my take, shout out to our obviously the most loyal sponsor, the Quattro Crazy, also known as Four Loco. But I'm on the same page as you. It's been too much winning. Not that I'm going to change my pick based off that, but at the same time, winning 6 in a row or 7 out of your last 8, obviously, like, you're at the top of what you're expecting right now of this Patriots team. And with the complete turnaround out of year 1 from Vrabel and then the year 2 jump from Drake, which I feel like nobody really expected, being top 3 in MVP voting, is kind of unprecedented. I feel like I mean, a lot of people keep comparing this roster, like what they're doing, to Washington Redskins roster last year. But at the same time, like, we have a lot of young players. The big thing that I'm not really fully like confident in is Booty being out. Like, Booty being out, and I feel like not a lot of people are talking about it, is Booty being out. Like, he's his main target going down the field, and Drake's been arguably the best downfield thrower for 20 plus yards out of any quarterback in the entire league, and he hasn't done that like without Booty. You know what I mean? Like, Booty's his main guy doing that. With Booty most likely being out is what I've heard. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I know it's only Wednesday. You would lean towards the Bucks. I think Mark said that Ibuka's coming back this week, but I've said it every week. I bet with my heart when it comes to the Pats, so I'm taking the Pats plus the points here. Boots on the ground, going to be loud as hell for them. But yeah, 2.5. I think the Pats might win this game outright. I don't know. And if they don't lose this game, when are they going to lose again? I don't know. You let me know.
I'll look at their schedule in a second, but Booty did not practice today, so that usually is not a good sign for availability moving forward.
Yeah.
Michael, wrap us up here.
I am unfortunately team riding this one.
Okay, so the Bucks will win.
Oh, Mikey, I needed you to fucking pick the Bucks. All
I
right.
did that last week and it worked, but I don't have the same feeling about this game. I think this is a Pats win.
All right, fine. We're all fucking team riding Pats win.
Or
I like it.
it's a
right?
Pats win, or it's a Bucks last second field goal. Like that's how they won 4 of
yeah.
their first 5 wins. So
Yeah. But
Mhm.
then I would still fuck you over on the +2.5.
no,
I mean,
No.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
could or
fair.
couldn't. Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
it's not a tie game, and then they kick a field goal to win it.
Cover.
Okay.
We'll
There you
take the 2.5. I mean, that's not a bad cushion. 2.5 is could be
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so Patriots schedule just quickly. Let's go, Michael. We'll give you the floor here as a neutral take. Just say win or loss.
Loss.
At Tampa.
Oh, sorry. I'll take a dub.
For the Pats.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Versus-
for me,
New York Jets in Gillette.
that's a loss.
Okay. We lost
Yeah.
a lot.
All right. See, this is completely unreasonable.
Bucks, Jets, Bengals, Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins.
I
There's
think
maybe
that
two.
Bengals team might get you.
Agree. No. Agree.
Cincinnati.
I mean, we talked about it earlier. Like Dub said, that there's going to be
gotcha. I
one
mean,
loss that you don't expect. That's
I think
going to happen.
it's that team that can score a lot of points, like that you're
Yeah.
gonna have to keep up with. And
I don't.
if
No,
Judy's
I don't.
out or whoever, if Ramondre drops the ball 7 times in a game, like
Don't
All right.
mention it. Don't mention.
All right. Keep trading away your best players. Keep doing that. Like,
all right.
yeah.
That's
You want
for
to
my-
talk shit? You want to talk shit? Then we'll talk shit.
I'm looking on the Patriots page,
Yeah.
and there's a picture of Sauce Gardner.
No, but
Okay.
I agree with Mikey's take. Like that Bengals game, like is kind of a sneaky win, like for the Bengals. Like Dub mentioned earlier, like
All right,
you're
let's get to there when we get to there. That's
Okay,
happening in like
okay.
2 months. We
All
gotta
right,
move
sure.
along here. We've been
That's
going
you
on for a
said
long
that
time.
was in 2 weeks or whatever. Come on.
They have a bye week.
All
They're
right.
playing November 23rd. So come back.
They're gonna
in-
lose their bye. Let's be real.
Come back in 3 weeks to see our preview for
What?
Pats Bengals.
Did you pick up what Mikey just said?
Yeah, he's
Or-
doing the thing that like the Jets meme. It's like, oh, they lost again to the bye week, but it's the reverse with an actual good team, so it just doesn't make sense.
All right,
Next
I'm trying to
game,
calm down.
Giants,
Come on.
Bears. Bears
The
minus.
Jets were on bye this week, and they did lose the bye week. So
Okay, so 1-8 instead of 1-7. We have the upstart Jackson Dart heading to Chicago. Chicago coming off a couple nice wins this year. Bears minus 4.5. Michael, take us away. Your pick for this game.
It was 3.5 when I originally made my selection based on the Dubcast ruling.
Then the
It's now
Dubcast
been switched.
updated.
I know it's been switched to 4.5. Makes it a little hairy for me. I'm going to be taking the Bears nonetheless. I don't really like it. I think the Giants will be able to keep up scoring, and the Bears offense has not been consistent. Giants offense hasn't either, but we know that they can be frisky when they want to be. But I think I'm taking the Bears.
Cam?
Yeah, so this kind of starts what I prefaced earlier on the segment. Part of my survivor pool, I've taken a lot of the heavy favorites. This is one of the games I'm kind of leaning towards is Chicago versus the Giants. This is just to win outright. I'll go through the other games obviously as we go through. There's only other 2 games that I'm questioning, but I like the Bears. I know they're coming off of a pretty like emotional win against the Bengals on the road. I just like this matchup because it's at home and then it's also non-divisional. So even though it's 4.5, I like the Bears here minus 4.5. Like you said, the Giants are very depleted when it comes to the offense side of the ball with Scatterbo and Neighbors obviously being out. So I'm going with Chicago here minus 4.5. But once we get to the final game, I'll probably get to your thoughts on my survivor pick for this upcoming week.
Who'd you take? I'm sorry.
Bears.
I took the Bears minus 4.5.
I'll make this a Giants plus 4.5. I'm going.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No team ride. I think the Bears are riding too hot. Giants have been kind of down bad recently, so I think they're able to cover. Plus, the Bears always play close games, especially in inferior competition. I think the Giants will be more than willing to step into Chicago, and this might be like a little shock. I wouldn't take this for your survivor. I think there's a chance the Giants outright win this game. Because there's always the difference in tanking teams in my mind where you have the quarterback and you don't have the quarterback. Like that's why the Pats fucked around and won that Week 18 last week because you have Drake May. There's no point in there's no difference in the fourth or third pick to them. You know, you're going to get a top blue chip prospect regardless. So you might as well have some fun while you're at it. Coaching staff for the Giants is on high alert right now. Daboll might be, a lot of people aren't happy with Daboll. I know a lot of Giants fans. So I think this is a sneaky Giants spot where I don't trust the Bears fully yet. They're kind of on that level of almost like the Patriots and all those teams of being like they have a good record, but are they really that good? I think if they were to win this game, it would be less than 4.5 points. I'm taking the Giants plus 4.5. I'll go against the crowd. Saints head to Panthers. Looks like it's going to be another week of Tyler Shuck, an interdivisional NFC South matchup. Cam, you will not be in attendance because you'll be in Tampa. Unfortunately, you'll miss this barn burner of a game. But what is your pick for the New Orleans Saints heading to your city with 5.5 points on their name?
So don't call me crazy. This game is a part of my survivor question.
I was actually, when you were saying that, I was like, you should take the Panthers.
I was thinking that too, but I also don't like the divisional matchup. That's the problem. The divisional matchup, I know Shuck is a rookie quarterback. You never really know what you're going to, you would assume a relatively shitty performance when he especially was playing for the Saints. But for the sake of the Dubcast, for the sake of the Dubcast, I'm actually going Saints plus 5.5. I think this is a closer game, divisional matchup, even though the Carolina Panthers have relatively taken care of business at home. I feel like New Orleans always plays Carolina relatively tough. So I'm going to go with the Saints plus 5.5 here for the sake of the Dubcast. But also, like I said, kind of debating on taking Carolina for the survivor pool. So there's 3 games, and the 2 are the last 2 that we've just mentioned. Chicago versus the Giants, and then the Panthers versus the Saints. So the third one might swing your vote. I know it's probably going to swing someone on this side of the Dubcast, but
oh boy,
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Saints. Interdivisional matchup, coming off an atrocious loss last week. Panthers running too high. Like I said, this is a narrative week for me. And also divisional matchup, 5.5 feels like Vegas is kind of throwing that buffer because you think like maybe Panthers 6.5 or 7.5.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think Shuck's going to be good, but I think he can maybe show enough here to be like, oh, maybe it'll be fun to watch Tyler Shuck play football because it's a shitty NFC South divisional matchup. I think this leans low scoring. I got the Saints covering 5.5. Michael?
I think you're both crazy.
Okay.
Taking the Panthers.
Bryce squad.
They probably win this game 7-0 or some shitty something like that. 6-0, 8-0, 13-3. Like it's gonna be horrible football to watch. I just don't think that the Saints have any shot in moving the ball. Trading their second best receiver. They still have Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave, but other than that, they're a bunch of no-name people.
How dare you say that about Jawan Johnson?
What a douchebag, dude. Come on.
I'll be taking Xavier Legette over Jawan Johnson any day of the week.
Wow. Is it just because he has a cool accent?
Fake accent, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Panthers here. No trust in the Saints. 5.5 is a lot of points to give the Panthers, but
You think they won by more than basically they have to win by a touchdown? Do you think they won by a touchdown?
I think if they score a touchdown, they'll win by a touchdown.
Okay.
All right. We head to another one of Michael's favorite teams. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe
Here it comes.
Wait,
You
hold
want to
on,
talk shit?
hold
You want
on.
to talk shit all night? Here we go. Here it comes.
Hold on. The Knicks are on. I think I have to go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, but they actually are playing the Timberwolves right now.
I heard
Oh.
Anthony Edwards back in action. I got a big sleeper notification from that. Thank God.
Thank the
I
Lord.
don't know what to think of this game. This is like one of the first like tank-a-thon games of the season where both teams
Are you not going to pass it off to Mike?
No, we're going in order here. We don't go on regardless. Well, yeah, Mike, do you want to hear me and Cam's thoughts? Or do you want to hear my thoughts? And then
Yeah, let's hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm taking the Jets. Like this, it makes no sense. That's why I'm taking it. Like trade everyone away, blah blah blah. Those guys are still showing up to practice every day in the locker room. The Browns
You
have
sure
looked
about that?
They just don't. Well, if the Jets don't show up, I'm sure you won't be able to bet on this game. It'll become a null and void. You won't even be able to place a bet. Maybe Breece Hall will like just decide. I'm done playing football. He was very frustrated. He wasn't.
That is
moving.
unders. He
Yeah,
leaked. He leaked. He wasn't playing.
Breece is like, fuck it, I'm joining the gambling ring. No, I think the Jets will cover 2.5. Simply because Mark was saying it earlier, this game could be 9-7 or something. This is going to be a very low-scoring game, which tend to leans towards the underdog, home underdog. Even though the crowd might be booing to hide, you know what? But I don't know. I don't trust the Browns to go on the road and take a win over 2.5 points. Like that's a little bit absurd to me. So I'm going with the Jets. Might be a stupid pick, and I might be coming here on next Wednesday being like, why'd I ever take the Jets? But they have covered in spots. I'll keep saying that until they don't do it. I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5 against the Browns. Cam?
I'm going with you, Dub. Kind of putting Mikey in a spot for a team ride, but I mean, new head coach, or sorry, not a new head coach, but probably a new head team or new like entire team boost, if that's a thing. I don't know. It's also just this Browns team. Like, obviously, they haven't, like, their defense, like, behind Myles Garrett has been incredible. But this Jets team can figure it out. Like, we've talked about it throughout the first 8 weeks. Like, Justin Fields hasn't looked that bad. Like, they traded 2 defensive players that are marquee players for this roster. But if they can figure, like, a little bit of a spark, why not right now against arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL? So I'm taking the Jets plus a 2.5 at home. I'm curious to see what Mikey has to say, but at the same time, I am also curious to, I don't know if we want to talk about it after, but how he feels about the trades at the trade deadline, obviously with Quinton Williams and Sauce Gardner being gone for several you have 2 first-round picks from other teams in the next 2 years. And then a second-round pick in addition to that. I mean,
Adonai Mitchell as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have something to at least jump forward. Not right now, but moving forward, I feel like that's something you'd relatively be optimistic about. But I mean, it's also the Jets, so they might find a way to fuck it up. But I have very curious thoughts on what Mikey has to say.
All right, Michael. First, let's hear your pick for Browns Jets. Then we can.
I'm taking the Browns.
Nice.
I feel like you.
I was really hoping for a team ride there.
That.
No, yeah. I mean, well, me and Cam are looking good right now because every time we pick against the Jets, they cover. I feel like.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do we want to talk about this franchise any further, or do we want to just move on?
I mean, you can.
I don't want to sit here and torture you, but.
I mean,
I honestly think it's a good thing. I'm not like trying to shit on Mikey, but
in terms of just straight like no emotion,
objective opinion,
objective value of the trades, I think they won both of them handedly.
Agreed. And I'm not like I'm being completely honest. Like I think you guys are in a much better spot than you were. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Fucking roll out the same defense and then have no fucking offense to run with it? Like,
I mean, like, I don't know. I was astounded. Like there was rumblings and they were allegedly were trying to, or not allegedly, they actually were talking with Dallas before the season about a Micah deal that included Quinnen. So they have been trying to trade him. The Sauce one was what really that was out of nowhere. Dub broke the news, I think, to me.
Should I stop doing that?
I've told you to stop doing
do
that.
not.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
No, but for Mikey, do you feel like were those cornerstone pieces to your roster right now?
Wait,
Like, do you think those
what's-
two people?
No, let's not move over this. What's the ideal situation you find out Sauce Gardner's been traded to the Colts? What are you doing? What's going on? Like, let's.
Nothing. There's no
Okay.
ideal situation.
So I'm breaking every bit of Jets news to you, no matter what.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry,
Um,
Sam, continue.
But I mean,
think-
like, yeah, like you don't
Yes.
think like, do you think you
No.
move forward overall with those two players, as opposed to what you got in return, which obviously could be a crapshoot, or it could be
Well, I like in terms of the players versus the picks. Obviously, you have the two players that are all pro level players who are very good and are still young. Quinnen's like 27, which
Yeah.
is not that old for a defensive tackle, and
Nope.
Sauce is 23 or 24. Like they have careers ahead of them still, which is why you got a lot for them. But the picks in terms of like the team timeline is more important for them. And
Agreed.
like, going into the year, I was like, if they can fill a few holes here and there, and if Justin Fields is consistent, like this can be a 7-8 win team. They weren't that because Justin Fields wasn't consistent. They had some bad coaching earlier on in the year, and it led to them starting 1-7. And I don't like they just this offseason right before the year they extended Sauce. Like they in Aaron Glenn's opening press conference, he was like, these guys, including Sauce, he mentioned by name, are building blocks for the team going forward. And then 8 weeks later, he gets traded. I don't know about that one. Like Jets fans are lower on him as a player now than they were 2 years ago as a rookie, which like, sure, you can look at the picks, but he's always the leader in the league at separation. Like he lets up the least separation of any corner in the league, has for 3 years in a row. Like he's still elite, and if you're a bad team, like that doesn't really do anything for you.
Yeah.
Like
Especially when you got two first picks.
That's what I'm saying. Like honestly,
if you're a team that's going nowhere, like that's awesome. You can have a guy that you root for, that the fans like whatever. But as a team that next year is going to be drafting a quarterback, going nowhere this year, like you'd love to have players of that caliber, but you'd also love to have a better chance of surrounding the quarterback with offensive weapons or using that ammunition to trade up for a quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know. I was not expecting the trade. I was sort of expecting the Quinnen trade, but the Sauce one really was.
So at least I don't know how you feel, Doug, but I feel like this is honestly like a very good trade for the Jets. Like where they are in their timeline, like this kind of scares me. Not scares me because,
come on,
like, but I mean, like they're in a good position right now, though. Like you already have the mindset of where you need to draft a quarterback,
no, they're not.
and for the Jets, no, for the Jets, I'm thinking.
No, yeah, they're not. You have to get the quarterback, hit on the quarterback, and then improve.
And then you have, but I mean, like
franchise
even
that's
that
been in the dumps for 50 years.
But you think about it, even if you whiff in the fucking first year, you could be like, hey, we suck again. Why not fucking take another crapshoot? Like, I mean, they have really two shots at this thing, which I feel like a lot of teams don't.
No, it's
I
nice
think,
to look at
like,
on paper, but they did the same thing with Jamal Adams, and then the guys they just picked with the Jamal Adams picks are out the door again. Like, what's gonna change?
Yes, but the change is that they had Adam Gase coaching that team.
Okay, what if? And so, all right.
Like if Sam Darnold had,
I don't know.
If Sam Darnold had, I don't even know
Anybody
else. If Sam Darnold got drafted right now to this team, I think, or next year,
I think
team,
that's the thing that
Sam Darnold as a rookie would be good on this team next year.
Agreed. I agree. That's what scares me is that the Jets are actually like kind of thinking this out, which they've never fucking done before. No offense, Mikey, but like the fact that they're actually trying to plan out a way to the future with Aaron Glenn kind of shows that they're a little bit different than everybody else whenever they've coached the Jets, which is kind of terrifying because you expect that as, hey, we're going to win 2 games against this team in the division, and no longer. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Like you have 2 shots at hitting your quarterback. I think from Mikey's perspective, but
They've got to play Drake May twice a year, and they have to play Josh Allen twice a year already before anything else is even released. That team's not doing anything anytime soon. We're moving on. We're spending way too much time on this. Last game of the 4 or 1 o'clock slate: the Jags and the Texans. I don't know where we left off. I think we left off Mikey. Well, we left off on Mikey making the last pick. So Cam, start us out. Jags, Texans. This changed.
so it completely flips, right?
Yeah, because CJ Stroud was announced out today.
Yeah.
For sure. So Davis Mills
So-
taking the helm.
We've kind of talked about this. I feel like whenever it comes to like less than 2 points, I feel like you're basically picking a team to win. And I'm going with Jacksonville on the road here, especially with CJ out. I like the Jags -1.5. I don't know why, because I've been very obviously negative about the AFC South in general, and especially the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this Houston team, I know their defense has been playing pretty well. But at the same time, without CJ Stroud, I have no idea what this offense is going to look like with Davis Mills at the helm. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville -1.5.
Have you taken Jacksonville for your survivor?
No. So I was thinking about that. So that's another leg. So that's a part of it. We'll get to the next game, I think, pretty soon. But yeah, that's another one that I'm considering. But it's also a divisional matchup. And I don't like it how it's on the road either. Like that's
No, yeah, I mean it's a tough spot.
yeah.
I'm rolling with you though. I'm taking the Jags. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not putting faith in Davis Mills winning a football game. That's as simple as that for me. Michael, you have this man's autograph, Davis Mills. Will you be backing him in this 1 o'clock divisional matchup?
No, I will not be, and I don't think I would ever. I don't think I will pick the Texans for the rest of the year. Like
Whoa!
I said
write
it.
down,
I
writing
said
this
it
down.
last year. I said it last week. I'm a Texans hater, and I think the Jags have a real chance of making the playoffs. And they started last week with a big overtime win against the Raiders, which is a big win because they need to get wins. Doesn't matter the opponent. And I'm taking the Jags.
All right, team ride on the Jags. I think this one, by the time we wake up on Sunday, will be like 3.5 for the Jags. We had 2.
That's high. I mean, Davis Mills didn't look horrible. Like he's a serviceable backup.
Mid-tier backup, maybe.
That's serviceable.
Yeah, no, I think like probably top half of the league backup. Another divisional matchup. Actually, a lot of divisional matchups this week. We have NFC West battle. The Cardinals soft benching times a million on this one. Michael, you wanted to get into that. Maybe you can get into that with your pick. But Cardinals 6.5-point underdogs heading to Seattle. If the Cardinals had done bad against the Cowboys, I probably would have taken them. But since they won that game, I'm taking the Seahawks to demolish them as well. Don't love it because I don't like taking teams on hot winning streaks and doing well because it's always a downfall for them. But I don't know. I don't see Jacoby Brissett covering 6.5 for this Cardinals team. So I'm taking the Seahawks. Michael, as the Seahawks are your second favorite team on this pod, or team in the league, will you be taking them in this game?
Yeah, I will. I think it's a benefit, like you just said, that the Cardinals won last week. And I think this line would be higher if Kyler was playing, which is kind of something. I think Jacoby's look good. He is less mobile, obviously, and I think that'll work against him. He is semi-mobile, but definitely not as mobile as Kyler. But I think the Seahawks defense will shut him down. They played the Cowboys, who have the second worst defense in the league, only behind the Bengals. And I think the Seahawks will show them what a real NFL defense looks like and win by a wide margin.
All right. Cam, will you be group riding the Seattle Seahawks or taking our former quarterback, Jacoby, to cover the 6.5?
I've shit on the Arizona Cardinals pretty frequently, I feel like on this pod. But with Jacoby at the helm, NFC West matchup kind of reeks of something that's going to be a close game. So I'm going with the Cardinals here plus 6.5. I would have loved 7. Might buy a half a point if you're actually gambling on this game. Probably won't be touching it when it comes to 6.5 on the spread. But for the sake of the Dubcast, I'm taking Arizona plus 6.5. I think they make it a close game. They could potentially even win this game. I feel like Seattle off that blowout win, even though they have a, like decent win streak. I feel like Arizona's trying to build something with Jacoby at the helm and at least their culture. I feel like for what's his name? Gannon is the head
Jonathan
coach.
Gannon. Yeah.
I feel like he's trying to build something there. And if it's going to be built, I think it's going to be with Jacoby and not Kyler, which is why I think the major decision, even though, like you said, soft benching of Kyler, I think it's going to be built with Jacoby, ultimate team guy. And I like Arizona here plus the 6.5.
All right. Some differentiating picks there. Next game, the Detroit Lions head to Washington. Obviously, no Jaden Daniels for this week. This one did come down a couple points. Weirdly enough, 7.5 now for the Washington Commanders. Mikey, we start with you. What do you think for this game?
Yeah, I think the Lions get back on it this week. Kami's very tough injury last week, and I think that's the season for them. It's sort of like we saw it coming at the beginning of the year. I didn't think it would be this bad, but they're just old and slow.
It is what it is. Cam?
Yeah, I'm going the same side. I feel like Detroit, I was very surprised how this line dropped. I know they're on the road, but in spots, I feel like Detroit, the majority of the time, has taken care of business, even with large spreads. I mean, we've taken them, or at least we've talked about it in the first half of the year this year, and then last year as well. I feel like Detroit likes to beat up on these teams that are inferior to them. And with Jaden out, I just feel like the Skins have no chance. So give me Detroit minus 7.5. I would have taken them at 9.5. So when I saw the line drop to 7.5, I was ecstatic. But don't know if you have any differing thoughts, Dub.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the Commanders at 9.5, just in like a weird spot where they've been going through it. But 7.5, I think the Lions. I don't know. It's not really that big of a difference, but I just think the Lions get back spot off a loss to a divisional opponent. Got to come back and show who you are. This might get ugly very fast, and I don't know. Every time I pick Mariota, he doesn't do well, and then every time I pick against him, or every time I pick for him, he doesn't do well. Every time I pick against him, he doesn't do well. So I don't know. I'm going with I don't know if what I just said made sense. But you got
No, you're
yeah. I don't know. Lions minus 7.5. This Commanders team is, I don't know, a tough pick for me right now, especially with no Jaden. Another divisional matchup, Rams 49ers. Once again, we're here on a Wednesday and we have no idea who will be the quarterback of the 49ers this Sunday. Nonetheless, the Rams will be coming to town with a 4.5 point favorite. As a 4.5 point favorite. Cam, what do you think about this game, Rams at 49ers?
This was my least favorite game to pick, honestly. So I'm changing it to 4.5. We originally had 3.5. I like the home dog here. A lot, even with Mac Jones. If that line jumps, I'm gonna hammer it. I know San Fran won their last matchup on, I think it was prime time. I don't know if it was Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night, but it was prime time. Mac Jones came back, ended up winning the game, but plus 4.
That's the second matchup.
Yeah. Plus 4.5. I like San Fran at home. I know, like, I've been a supporter of this Rams team significantly, but plus the points, home dog. I like them a lot, especially Mac at the helm. I feel like it's going to be that same decision of like, oh, we're going to flirt until we get to the, Saturday night before, and then
It's always Friday night. Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy out. It's every time because they were both
exactly.
on our fantasy league. They were both on my team, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you were trying to sell some bullshit. I'm trying to trade both of them, but
I did trade Purdy for Troy Franklin. Thank you very much.
I don't give a shit.
I know you don't, but I just had to say that
for the sake of the Dubcast. I'm obviously a huge supporter of Mac Jones. Give me the home dog here plus 4.5.
Dude, this 49ers schedule, after this week, they play the Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Titans, 4 weeks in a row. Crazy. I'm going with the 49ers as well. I think I gave it as my dog for the DOUF. I just think the Rams are running too hot right now, and are they one of the best teams in the NFL? Yeah, but they need to have moments where they look human because I don't think they're going to like that good. So I'll go with the 49ers. Not everyone's back, but Kittle's back at this point. Maybe Ricky Pearsall will be back. I doubt it, though. But they did get Juwan Jennings back. Kendrick Bourne's still in the building for Mac if he needs him. So I think McCaffrey's obviously having a great season, knock on wood for him because he always happens to find injuries at this point in the season. But with their roster, even Brian Robinson got an end zone last week. So 49ers still have a lot of weapons. I think this will be a nice game between these two teams. It's always a close matchup. So I think 4.5 is too much for the 49ers. I'm taking them. Michael, will you be making another group ride or going with the Rams?
Nope. Taking the Rams.
Wow.
Coming into town, give me all the 5 points. And I think it's just the talent discrepancy here. Even if they are getting some guys back, Matt Stafford is elite. I think he's leading the league in touchdown throws. He is probably
MVP
top
candidate,
5 in MVP. And yeah, I think the Rams get it done. McVay versus Shanahan. I think McVay's got that in the bag.
Maybe. Sunday Night Football. We find Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on the screen once again. This time heading to the Chargers in LA. Matthew Stafford is number 4 for MVP. I'm looking at right now, plus 500 for the viewers out there. With this game, I'm thinking the Chargers will cover and win. Steelers coming off a big win over one of the best teams in the NFL to most people's eyes. I think the Chargers are a streaky team at times, and you could even consider them not covering against the Titans like a letdown spot. So I'm going with the Chargers -3. I just trust them more than I trust the Steelers at this point, even though I kind of have these teams on both the same level, but I trust the Chargers slightly more. Michael, we're back to you.
Yeah, I think the Steelers go into LA and get it done.
Okay.
I am not so confident in the Chargers. Joe Alt done for the year. Obviously, Rashawn Slater not playing. They haven't won a game where Joe Alt hasn't played. So, yeah, there we go.
Interesting. Cam?
Upset. Breaking the tie. I'm leaning on the left side. I'm gonna go with the host of the Dubcast. I'm going with Dub here. I'm going the Chargers -3. I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we talked about, kind of a letdown spot. I don't even know if they deserved to win that game last week. I mean, like we talked about, 5 to 6 turnovers. I forget the exact number. I don't think they get that amount against a Chargers team that's looking for a playoff berth. I think the Chargers at home have the advantage here, and anything less than 3, I feel is kind of a pick 'em. At least I've talked about it in my opinion. So I think Chargers win this game outright, and if they're only favored by 3, I'm taking the Chargers here.
All right. Last game is Monday night. 2 top of the NFC teams. A really interesting matchup: the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Michael, send us home on this one. What do you think? Eagles, Packers here.
Yeah, I really don't know what to do with this one. Packers coming off a terrible loss at home Monday night. I feel like they usually put on a show prime time. The Eagles on bye last week?
No, I don't think so.
I think
Actually, they
I
were.
remember who they
Because I
played.
AJ Brown. Yeah,
I think
you're
the
right.
Eagles
Sorry.
were on bye last week. Eagles coming off a bye. I think they get it done in Green Bay. I don't love it. I can see the Packers taking this one. I think like coming off of that terrible win or terrible loss, like they could get it together on the offensive end. The Eagles with a bunch of new people, new faces on the defensive side of the ball. Might take a little bit to get things acclimated, or they could be good right away. Considering that stuff happened on the bye week. Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles here.
Cam?
Going opposite side, I'm going Philly. I love the points. I know they played close games in games that they probably shouldn't have been in close games in, but I love Philly here on the road, prime time, kind of establishing or reestablishing the fact that they are Super Bowl contenders. Plus 2.5 just seems like a lot. I honestly thought the wrong team was favored in this game. So So when I saw this, I thought this was, if I was picked for the DOUF, I would have picked Philly as my dog at +2.5. So I like them to win outright. But yeah, give me the Eagles +2.5.
I'm going with Michael Packers. They're my team. I got to back them, and I think they play to competition. I think this will be another spot where people are sleeping on them. I think this line doesn't really make sense, so that's where I pull the trigger on the Packers, because you'd think the Eagles would be favored after the Packers just lost to the Panthers of all teams. I don't know. This will be a fun matchup, though. A really good Monday Night Football game, so I'm excited to watch this one for sure. You mentioned it, Cam. No A.J. Brown trade. No Devonta Smith trade. I know there was a rumor at that point too. So these teams are both set in stone. So we could be seeing these two teams play again. I think they played round 1 last year. I could be wrong on that. But I'm going with the Packers -2.5. Got to win these games. If you're going to be the Super Bowl champion, then I need you to be Green Bay. So there it is, week 10. Took some twists and turns to get there, but all the picks are in the books. Now we head to the Focus 5. So last week, Cam, big week out of you, +6.41 units, a big parlay. I think it was a money line parlay, 4 teams. Did you actually bet that in real life?
I did, yeah. That was the underdog parlay, right? That was the Bears, San Fran.
It was
I
a
forget the other 2
4-teamer.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah. But yeah, I did actually end up betting that, and think for that paid out for me. That actually kind of saved my weekend. I had a buddy come over for the Tennessee game and maybe had a little too many drinks, and was live betting Tennessee on that point, and they did not pull out for me in that Tennessee Oklahoma game. Yeah. So
Did you
that was tough, but hey, thankfully I managed to make it back with that parlay that I had. So can't really complain in the spot that I'm at right now.
I actually hit a live bet for the first time in my life, Dodgers, when they were down 3-1.
Smart.
Yeah. They were going to win. They won.
I said Atta.
Oh.
Atta boy.
I don't even know what you're saying. All right. Continuing on, I did win 1 parlay. Wasn't enough, though. I lost almost 2 units, -1.97 units. Michael, man, you're now in the red. -5 units last week, down to -2.82
2 in a
units
row. I
on the
think
year.
two -5 weeks in a row for me.
Yeah. So, Cam, I didn't mention that either. You are now in the green for the year. So, little reversal there. Now,
Guess who's back? Back
Michael,
again.
lead us off with your Focus 5 for NFL Week 10.
Wait, I lost one. Hold on.
Black screen.
Give me all right. All right. So we're back.
Okay.
I have some parlays here. Some of them are bad, some of them are good.
Same.
We'll be taking the Jets money line, along with a Brees and a Garrett touchdown for a +1,100.
Oh, so you're swinging big. I love it.
And then to pair with that, we're taking the Browns money line with a Judkins touchdown.
So already one of these will lose.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a tie and both could lose, but at least one will lose.
That is +145.
Not bad.
And then this is the best one I got, I think. We got Nick Folk, Jets kicker, over 1.5 field goals, along with the Jets to win the first half. That is +225. It wouldn't let me pair Nick Folk field goals with total field goals for some reason.
I think you might have struck a nerve there. You might be onto something.
Yeah, I might have.
Vegas don't let you do that.
And then the next one that I had that I didn't write down was supposed to be the Jets Browns over, along with the Knicks Timberwolves over, but the Knicks Timberwolves game is going on right now. And
I can't wait for the Christmas stream when we get the NBA picks.
And that it's happening now, so I don't know what the line was on that. And then the last one from my mother.
Wait, is that an actual pick? Did you have
Yes,
did you have a line on that?
Is that actual pick?
You can look back in the archives. Come on.
No, I can, but did you have odds on that beforehand?
I did not have odds on that one.
Okay, so this is a wash.
No, it's not.
How am
We
I
can
supposed to
go
go
back
back
in the
and find
archives.
odds and
I'll
pair
get
it
it
with
for
something that hasn't happened? Okay,
I'll get it
send
for
me those
you.
odds.
All right.
Over under was, for the record, was 230 or closed at 229.5. You might get there.
we might be getting there. It's 96-86 right now.
It's 98-88. Spoiler alert.
Damn it.
You can tell what service I'm using. The last
AT&T.
one is a parlay brought to you by my mother. It is the Patriots, the Colts, and the Panthers in a money line parlay for
don't hate
plus 303.
Mud is like half the reason you're not at like negative 25 units right now.
Yeah,
No
you got a
offense.
problem with that?
No,
No.
that's the pick we need to focus on. All right, Cam, it's your turn. Plus
All right.
344 or 3.44 units. Go ahead.
Okay. First parlay. So I have odds on this one. Dub or Mikey might need your help because I didn't have this on the blue on 2 of them. But this
Okay.
first one I have, it's a money line parlay. Kind of what I've had the most success on in the most recent weeks. So I'm gonna go with Indy bouncing back. I got Buffalo, Baltimore, and Chicago plus 243.
Not bad.
Okay. And then New England. Sorry, this is the second line.
Do you need this one?
Yes, this is the one that I need. So I'm going to go a little bit off script because I have been, sorry for the viewers, but if I've been taking New England and Drake to throw to for the past several weeks, been printing money. But for the sake of the Dubcast, I like a little bit higher odds. I'm going to go New England, Drake throwing 2. I feel like Matt Collins is a huge factor in this game. So I'm going with Matt Collins as a touchdown scorer. Dub, if you could help out with that odds maker over there.
Unfortunately, we do not. We'll have to
That's fine.
Sunday
Yeah,
morning that one.
that's fine.
I'll find it.
So the third one does not need an odds maker. We're going with a little bit of an underdog / team I think should be underdogs. I mean, you'll see. I have New England, underdog, obviously, money line. Jacksonville, this was prior to CJ Stroud getting hurt, but right now they're basically at even money, even though they're on the road. And then Philadelphia, obvious underdog there on Monday night going to Green Bay. That's plus 815 when I last looked at it an hour before the podcast. So that's one of my favorite bets of the weekend. But we can get to that later.
We got odds, Michael?
We got odds plus 600.
Really? Well, on the blue, I had plus 815. But
You're saying for the Matt Collins one, right?
Yeah, Matt Collins.
for the Mac.
2+.
Sorry. I didn't realize you were going to the Matt Collins one. Yeah. So
Mac
the
2+ money line 600.
600. Okay. Let me write that down. All right. But you guys got that third one I mentioned?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the fourth one. Sticking with New England. I know I'm kind of biased to them, obviously, but also going to be boots on the ground. So New England's the first leg of this parlay, but I'm also going to do a little touchdown scorer. So I'm going to do New England money line, Drake touchdown, Eagles money line, and Hurts to score touchdown. Don't know, like I said. What you said, up?
Is that all in one parlay or 2 different parlays?
Yep. No, all in one.
We might be able to get that for you.
Yeah.
No,
so
we
what?
can't.
Yeah. So as I'll figure it out, and then we can talk about it on the next Dubcast. But
Say it again.
I really
Jalen-
like that. I
Jalen
like
Hurts
both teams
touchdown,
as
Eagles money
underdogs.
line.
I like both teams as underdogs to win outright. And then Drake hasn't scored. I think it's been 4 to 5 weeks. And then also Jalen Hurts. I mean, you can't deny. I mean, the tush push is kind of illegal at this point, but I mean, he still finds a way to score. So I love that parlay. Final
Wait,
one I have the odds for.
Wait, hold on.
It's
Mikey's
Eagles
got it.
money line, Pats
getting
money
it.
line, Drake May touchdown, Jalen Hurts.
Drake
Hurts.
touchdown.
Yep. And Hurts.
For some reason, the Pats game doesn't have scores on the green, but right now, sometimes they're weird with certain games.
Yeah.
Where's the Eagles? There it is. All right. We got, that's a big number there, buddy.
I know. That's why I like it. I figured it was going to be
2150.
Holy.
that. Yeah.
I mean, the Drake touchdown's asking for a lot because he's usually like plus 400 or something.
Yeah. But obviously Drake's mobile and he can find a way to find the end zone. So I like that pick. The last pick in the Focus 5 is going to be the Sunday afternoon slate going into the Monday night slate. Parlay, all just money line parlays. We're going to do Seattle, Detroit, the Rams, the Chargers, and Philly. And I had that at plus 725, I believe, if I am reading my handwriting correctly. But those are my Focus 5 of the week. Obviously, a lot more money line parlays kind of did well for me last week. And then the big one clearly being the New England Philly and then quarterback rushing touchdown. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, I feel like Philly and Hurts is kind of a lock. And then New England Drake's more of a, play it as you feel. But I'll pass it off to you, Dub.
All right. Some very big swings out of you this week. Interesting. I don't have odds for a lot of my picks either, and I don't need them. I'll just do them on my own because I usually go and bet these anyway. First one. This is called the Can We Finally Do This Please parlay. I've been waiting for a Roma Dunze touchdown and also took Justin Jefferson last week. So we'll pair those two NFC North wide receivers together. Jettas and Rome touchdown. Need odds on that one. I don't know. It's probably out there at this point, but when I looked yesterday, it wasn't out there. Now, I didn't love this slate for the Focus 5 personally, so I called this one the simple 1 o'clock bet since I hate this window parlay. Ravens money line, Bears money line, plus 119. Keep it simple there. We have the fuck it parlay, 49ers money line and a Kittle touchdown. Crossing windows parlay, we'll take the Colts in the AM, the Chargers on Sunday night, and then the Packers on Monday night for a plus 270 parlay. And then we'll hedge that a little bit with an A.J. Brown touchdown, I'm not traded touchdown, and then we'll throw in Ladd McConkey for some good odds there too. I'd like to do that Sunday night score, Monday night score, even though it hasn't worked. I did like my teasers worked last week, and I didn't do any this week because I don't know. It was a tough slate to think of what like imagine scenarios and think what would happen. So if this doesn't work, it is what it is. This isn't my favorite Focus 5 of all time, but we made one. Okay, now it's time to transition to NCAA Week 11. It's a not tight, but smaller slate. Not a lot of good games in the past couple weeks. I think we kind of wasted them all mid-October. I'll start you out with a bonus pick. I mentioned college basketball is back this week. Yep. We have a very important matchup tomorrow night. Your UNC Tar Heels are taking on the Kansas Jayhawks in Chapel Hill. UNC at -2 against Darren Peterson and the Kansas Jayhawks. What do you think?
I like the Jayhawks here.
Whoa.
As much of a Chapel Hill supporter that I am, I just feel like after that week 1 bye, basically, that they had, if you want to think about it in football terms, played an absolute, basically a high school team, demolished them. Not really feeling Chapel Hill. Kansas, I don't think they played in that opening night. Don't remember. I don't know if you have any more intel on that, but
Kansas beat Doug Gottlieb in Green Bay 94-51 on Monday.
Yeah, I'm leaning. I mean, I've been leaning Kansas the entire time, so I'm gonna go with Kansas here. I'd rather have them lose in this matchup as opposed to later on in the year. So give me Kansas here. If they do reconnect in the, I assume it wouldn't be until March. Give me the Kansas Jayhawks here, and then maybe hopefully the Tar Heels later on in the year.
All right. Next year, I'm with you. Kansas apparently has a kid who's like raw and might go #1 in the draft pick. That's Darren Peterson who I was talking about. All right, on to football. There's actually 3 ranked matchups. I thought there was only 2. We start. ABC has this game noon Big 12 matchup. BYU #7 versus #8 Texas Tech. Texas Tech getting 10.5 points at home. What do you think? Undefeated BYU in town.
Yeah, so I do have a little bit of a separate parlay for this that we can discuss after. I really honestly love Texas Tech here. Money line. However, I mean, I looked at them earlier. They're 10.5. Kind of sketchy.
You love a
Big.
minus 425 money line. Great. What am I supposed
What?
to do with that
No. But
info?
no. I mean, no. I mean for a parlay that I'm gonna mention later. But like 10.5's a lot. If you're gonna take the 10.5, I'd probably lean towards the BYU, the Cougars on that side. But for the money, I mean, I'll talk about the money line parlay in a little bit. But for an overall win, I think Texas Tech, if you want to cover the spread, BYU.
All right. I'm going with BYU for the spread. 10.5 is too many points.
Yeah.
Next game, Texas A&M in Missouri. Missouri, obviously no Bo. Texas A&M minus 6.5 here. This is at 3:30 on ABC. I'm going with Texas A&M on the road. I love Bo, but he's gone.
Yeah.
And I think this Mizzou dream kind of dies out here with a whimper. Unfortunately, I think Texas A&M is a really good team, so I'll take them minus the 6.5.
Couldn't agree with you more. This Texas A&M team, I feel like can make honestly a relatively deep run, in the college football playoffs. So I'm curious to see how it rolls out with, obviously the conference championship, and then going into the obviously the 12 seed playoff. But I think they could outright win the SEC. So I'm going Texas A&M here.
All right. And the one I missed was actually a somewhat interesting game. Oregon heading to Iowa. Oregon, same spread, minus 6.5. I'm going to flip on my Ducks and take Iowa. I think that's a tough game. Low scoring, plus 6.5. I don't know, man. Things get weird in Iowa.
So I have some inside sources, and the weather's supposed to be extremely terrible. 15-mile-per-hour winds, 40 degrees, rain in Iowa. Definitely going Iowa on this side. I like Iowa money line, honestly. So
Oregon
the parlay
loses
doesn't
out of the
include them.
playoff.
Excuse me?
Oregon drops and might lose out of their playoff spot.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, if they lose this game, I think they're have
Well,
enough
Iowa's
to
still a
battle.
good
I don't
loss.
know the schedule for them moving forward for the rest, what is it, 3 weeks? But yeah, if they lose this game, I can't imagine them being in the playoff. But I was just surprised that the CFB man or ranked them at the, what is it, 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seems a little odd to me. I thought they would have been ranked higher, but in this case,
maybe that's why, because I know I didn't see this game before, but because they did the rankings, like it takes over all the scores. It's like it was
Yeah.
AP before, but now it's just the college football ranking.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of going Iowa on this side, but not sure if you had any other games, but definitely have a decent parlay.
I think that was it. So give us your parlay.
All right, so we're kind of leaning towards the Texas teams. So I think you take Texas Tech money line. You take Texas A&M money line. Obviously not a part of Texas, but Georgia money line, and then also Alabama. Pretty sure I was looking at it earlier, close to +2, if not even more than that. That's probably gonna be my biggest bet of the weekend. But I'm also not a huge college, like, I don't fully understand the college game, but I feel like I know when teams are supposed to win, they're supposed to win. So Texas A&M trying to solidify their spot at the top of the SEC, and then also you have, Texas Tech again at home against BYU, Georgia, Alabama must-win games at the 4 and 5 slot, both at home, I believe. I think that parlay is close to +2. That's probably my favorite parlay. I'm kind of riding on that to make the majority of my Focus 5 bets. So hopefully that hits, but that's what I'm riding with.
All right. Good luck to the boys this weekend betting. Boots on the ground game for you, Cam. Any final thoughts, Michael, on this week ahead of us?
On college football?
No, on the stream in general.
I'm
sorry
good
for
Knicks are
stream.
down by 10. Fuck.
I want to apologize publicly for the moving on the Jets segment. I felt like we were going in circles a little bit. I was a little bit mean. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I've been watching all the Jets pods, and they all say different things. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. I don't know.
I think you're in a good spot. I wouldn't be too concerned.
Time will tell.
It's not going to end well, man. It never
It's
does.
gonna be. You have to be patient. You have to be patient.
Time. Well, guess what? I've been patient my literal
Yeah.
entire life.
Question
You
to
have
end
to-
us off.
Yeah,
Then
agree.
question.
Yeah, but you have to
question,
you have to reset. You have to reset.
Here's a
It
question to end us
starts
off.
now.
That's a little bit depressing. Will the Jets win a Super Bowl in your lifetime?
I mean,
I think they
month-
have to.
the month. I mean,
They don't
depends
have
on
to do anything.
how long I live, but I would hope.
Let's say you live normally like 80 years.
So
It's
in the
going
next
up.
60 years, they might win.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won one in the last 60 years, so maybe they will win one in the next 60 years.
There you go. It's a positive note to end us on this great stream. Thanks to the viewers. We had some comments in the chat. We had obviously the DOUF Boys calling in. The FBI thing took like the first 10 minutes of the show. So some good comments, insightful comments, despite them being unrelated to sports in regards to the New York City mayor race. But we digress. We appreciate every viewer. Shout out the replay viewers if you're here. 2.5 hours in. We will see you next week for week 10 and week 11. The weeks are flying by. So until next time, be easy, guys.